anyị bụ ụmụ gị onwe gị ka anyị na-akpụ isi ala nye naanị gị ka anyị na-ekpere ekpere n'anya ka anyị na-akpọkụtụta ehihie abalị eze ebube dị ngọzi anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị na-asị na onweghị onye dịka gị Chineke nna nke igwe ma lekwa ụmụ gị bụ ndị gọziri agọzi bụ ezinụlọ IPOB n'ụwa niile bụ ndị tụrụ ugo eze ndị eze bụ ndị dịnyere ozi ka ha wee gbasa ozi ọma nke ga-asụghị ngọngọ atụghị egwu mmadụ ọbụla onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị na-asị na ịbụ ọka aka n'ihi na onweghị onye dịka gị Chineke nna eze ebube dị ngọzi ọ bụ gị onwe gị hiwere ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye ime eluigwe wee gọzie ya n'ụzọ pụrụ iche wee sị na ụmụ gị ga-esi ebe a wee kunie na onweghị mmadụ ọbụla pụrụ ikuni wee tụọ ha aka n'ihu na onweghị atụmatụ ọbụla dị nke ọchịchịrị nke ndị iro pụrụ iguzozi n'ihu ha wee na-asị na onyinye nke nyere ha nna nke bụrụ na ọ gaghị apụta ihe anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-asị gị na mma dịrị gị Chineke nna nke igwe n'ihi na agbanyeghị ihe niile nke anyị onwe anyị gabigara wee ruo n'ụbọchị nke taa eziokwu gị wee pụta ihe ọbụla dị ndị mgbe mbụ bụ ndị na-enupụ isi bụ ndị si n'ụzọ agaghị aga n'ime eziokwu nke gị onwe dị ya ka anyị wee gbasara ụwa niile ka ha kụlitere n'ụbọchị nke taa wee na-ekwusi ike na-asị n'ezie na ụmụ Biafra bụ ụmụ Chineke na IPOB ya bụ ndị dịnyere ozi eze ebube dị ngọzi na ozi niile ka ha na-agbasa na ọ bụ ozi eziokwu anyị wee na-asị na uto niile bụ nke na-anaghị nsọpụrụ niile bụ nke na-anaghị jama niile bụ nke na anaghị efe arụsị anaghị m akpụ isi ala wee nye arụsị iwe kwe anyị nkwa ọ bụrụ na echigata azụ n'ebe ị nọ wee fee gị n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu asụghị ngọngọ atụghị egwu mmadụ ọbụla na ị ga-etu anyị ugo n'elu ugo nna nke ebere dị ngọzi na Biafra ga-eguzoriri ọbịa mara iwe na-akpọkụ gị n'ụbọchị nke taa n'ime abalị ụtụtụ ehihie abalị ụmụ iwe gbasa ụwa niile okirikiri iwe na-agwa anyị okwu na-ekwusi ike n'oge niile mgbe nnụnụ ọbụla ji alaghachi na-akwụ ya oge niile mgbe ga-akpọkọta ụmụ gị niile n'ụwa niile eze ebube dị ngọzi ka anyị wee nọ n'ala nsọ Biafra wee jaa gị ma wee too gị gọzie aha nsọ gị ma bulie gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ise I have just prayed in the language of heaven and we must now proceed very gingerly and very cautiously to the presentation of this very wonderful program this evening. If you do not learn anything from here, admittedly, of course, people have said it over the years that this is the finest university on the face of this very earth. That is why darkness, people who are Luciferians, the followers and worshippers of Satan, will try all they can to stop what we are doing, but they cannot succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever, because we are resolute and we are determined. Because in the end, this very noble family, this IPOB, we always win. There is nothing anybody can do about it. It doesn't matter how jealous you are. It doesn't matter how ravaged you are by envy. It doesn't matter how self-deprecating you may be. It doesn't matter how the amount of self-hate you nurse inside you. This very family has been chosen by the God Almighty in heaven to do his work on the face of this very earth, and that is what we are doing. And this evening, heaven will bear us witness, because some people, as I've been saying in the past couple of days, when we started this very effort, some people said, no, why are you doing this? Why are you always preaching? Why are you always on air broadcasting all the time? We said because we are seeking to turn the mindset of black people. We want them to reason like human beings. And I am glad to say today that people are beginning to wake up. People are rising up now. They are beginning to reason like human beings. At last, people have emerged to try to speak the way that we do. This evening, I am starting with what I saw and I want it posted on my page. Immediately, please. Immediately, please. Of course, there are bound to be interruptions. You know what Facebook does. If Facebook removes you or stops you from listening via my page, please make sure you go to IPOB Community Radio. Go there. You will be able to listen to us loud and very, very clear and direct, of course. I am going to play a summary by a newscaster, or should I say a commentator on Zoo Television. And I want this very clip posted on my page as we go through it this very evening. I want you to listen very carefully, very attentively. Try to be as understanding as possible. Try to be as discerning as possible. Because if you come to listen to us without common sense, if you come to us without all your faculties clicked into gear and intact, You will not be able to appreciate what we are doing. You will not be able to understand the enormity, or should I say the gravity of this very gospel that we preach on this very platform. This very hallowed platform, this very Radio Biafra. I want you to listen to what I have to play, because what I would love to do every time that I come on air to preach is to set, what would I say, let me call it a foundational basis upon which we rest our case. I want to let the whole world understand that we have won the argument and we keep winning the argument. And if you listen very attentively and very carefully this evening, you will know that IPOB has done the job that it was sent to do. Because now people are waking up, people are rising up, people are speaking. Even those that you never expected will rise up to speak. They are now beginning to do so because we have won the argument. This very noble family, this very IPOB, all over the world today, people know that the zoo is dead, irredeemably dead, and there is nothing anyone can do about it. Chukwokikabiama made that possible, but the instrumentality that was used in accomplishing that is IPOB and this very platform, Radio Biafra. It is something that history cannot take away from us. It is something that nobody can take away from us forever and ever. People will record the demise of the Zoological Republic and they will hinge it on the effort made by this very noble family, IPOB, through the divine intervention of heaven itself. That history may record that we came and we did what we are supposed to do, and the zoo collapsed instead. Now listen very carefully, please.
Dr. NNAMDI Azikiwe once said,
listen,
when two incompatibles meet, they can coexist if only they agree to agree,
yes,
and agree to disagree.
Yes.
But Nigeria, can we ever agree?
Listen very carefully, please.
G.T. Ogunye, senior advocate of the masses, recently said, a country does not survive solely because of forced unity. It survives on purpose and fruitfulness.
Yes.
This Nigerian house, he said, is falling. Today, if it is not agitation for Odua Republic, it is movement for the actualization of Biafra, or Arewa threatening to send Igbos packing from the north.
Listen.
How about Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, oil theft and militancy, or the once upon a time OPC? Why is the previous government granted amnesty to militants who didn't ask them for it? Mm-hmm. The current government sees Biafran agitators as miscreants that must be crushed, while rehabilitating repentant members of Boko Haram. Yet the victims are still crying daily for succor from the same government. If this is not injustice from a motherland, then I wonder how else you would define it. Yet we mouth the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. I laugh in vernacular. Some stakeholders have canvassed for fiscal federalism or return to the 1963 Republican Constitution, while others have argued that we either restructure, discuss our coexistence through a referendum, or go our separate ways. And like my brother and friend, Barrister Tio Wibo, once asked, are we really afraid of going our separate ways if that will guarantee justice, fairness, equity, peace, and security? I leave you to be the judge of that, though. Why countries like Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and USSR have all separated to foster equality, justice, security, and ethnic nationalism? We are here preaching unity in Nigeria, yet we have no solution to the genocide in southern Kaduna, the illegal but officially condoned arms in the hands of killer headsmen, kidnappers, bandits roaming the country, the technically defeated Boko Haram, the amnesty militant, or the kidnappers. How about the corruption, nepotism, ineptitude, and barefaced selfishness and planlessness on the part of the political class, president, governor, lawmakers, and their likes? Make we sit down there and deceive ourselves. Czechoslovakia, which had a population of 16 million people, less than Lagos population, separated into Czech and the Slovakia on the 1st of January 1993. Yugoslavia in 1991 was 23.2 million, barely more than Lagos population. It broke into 6 countries same year, all along ethnic lines, namely Bosnia, Herzegovina, Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, and Slovenia. In Europe, the UK permitted regional autonomy to the Irish, the Scots, and the Welsh, while the English dominated Westminster. Switzerland has 4 ethnic groups. Each of them rotates the presidency annually through 7 cantons that constitute the federation unit. These countries, like every other, might have their problems, but they are stronger and fostering independence today. I will therefore advocate, as posited by Professor Wole Soyinka and Professor George Obiozo, and a lot of other scholars, apart from those in government. Nigeria, as presently constituted, is structurally flawed and badly configured. If not restructured either along regional lines or allowed to discuss their cohabitation to whether agree to agree or agree to disagree, it might give way forcefully without the opportunity of proper tailoring. The North, if properly harnessed, can not only feed the entire West Africa, but can become a new Dubai. The Southwest can enhance our creativity to become another Silicon Valley if they weren't waiting for revenue from a feeding bottle center. The Southeast, with accountable leadership and right infrastructure, can become the Japan of Africa, while the South-South can be able to look inward for possibilities that abound around them. Then we will indeed understand that united we fall, divided we stand.
Have you heard it? I just want people to listen to that. It's not me. I don't know the name of the young man, but I think his television is Plus TV. He was doing an analysis. He's an anchor. He's a presenter. And he was just trying to give it to the world the way it is. This is something we have been preaching about for very many years. And I'm sure this very young man who made this very excellent summary or synopsis of what is wrong with the zoo, they were one of those who perhaps was against what we were doing. When we started initially, a lot of people rose up out of ignorance. I repeat, out of ignorance, to castigate and to, of course, pour scorn and aspersions on what we were doing. But today, you have seen the work that Radio Biafra has done. You have seen the work that IPOB has done. We have managed to sensitize and enlighten people. No other group of people will take that credit. Of course, credit goes to God Almighty in heaven that made it possible for IPOB to exist in the first place and to use Radio Biafra as an instrument to propagate this very gospel of light, gospel of redemption, gospel of hope, and gospel of freedom. And today, this bug has caught everywhere. People are now rising up to speak in a manner they never, ever dared or dreamt of speaking in the past. And that is a testament to what IPOB has been able to accomplish by the grace of God Almighty in heaven, and also the relentlessness of this very platform, Radio Biafra. Today it is very clear. People are waking up and they are speaking up. And that is why this very evening, I go straight to what somebody who previously never wanted to dabble into such affairs, what he had to say regarding the state of the Zoological Republic. And more critically, the fruit of the alliance between the East and the West, which some people thought was impossible many years ago, but which, of course, by the grace of God, once again, we have been able to bring to light. And that has shaken the zoo up. What the events of the 1st of October of 2020 will remain indelible in the minds of people for eternity. I'm sure when this very generation will pass on, they will tell that same story to their children, and they in turn will also tell the same story to their own children. When I read that Pastor Adeboye spoke about the possible breakup of the zoo, it is inevitable, not possible. People say possible, it is going to break up. That I can assure you it is going to happen. The same way that we're preaching about this very gospel and people said it's not possible. What are they saying? They are miscreants, they are this and they are that. They called us all manner of names. Those people that ridiculed what we are doing, those that called us all manner of names, they have now repented. And they are now speaking in the tone and in the language that we knew that eventually they will come round to speak. What are they saying? Having seen the fruit of the alliance between Biafrans and Oduduwa agitators all over the world on the 1st of October, people who hitherto were a bit reticent, they weren't quite sure what they wanted, they were not quite sure the level, or should I say, the amount of seriousness of those of us who are agitating for our own separate republics all over the place. Now that they have become convinced that it is no longer madness, we are no longer miscreants. Nobody can call us miscreants anymore, it's over. Because that same disease of miscreancy, so to speak, has now affected Oduduwa. It is now in the middle belt. Everybody is now a miscreant. That's what it means. Everybody, each and every one of us now is a miscreant. Not minding what Facebook is doing, because I'm watching now the systems we are using to push this message forward. There is no breakage. There is nothing wrong. Anytime you're listening on Facebook and it appears there is a breakage, is because Facebook is reconfiguring to stop people from joining this very program. That is what they're doing. And people cannot turn around and tell me that people that work for Facebook are more headstrong than those like Pastor Adeboye, that in the past, they didn't want to hear about the breaking of their zoo. They never wanted to hear about Biafra. They never wanted to hear about agitation for freedom. Never, ever, ever. But now everybody has been converted. And we made it possible. By the grace of God, of course. We made it possible. Anywhere you go to, I want you to rise up with every pride and conviction in you. To say that all these people talking today, including Adeboye, you as IPOB family member made it possible. You are no longer miscreants. After the 1st of October, you are no longer miscreants. People now echo the same sentiment as you have been doing. People now say the same things you have been saying. People now see Nigeria for what it is, a zoological republic. People are now saying it is unworkable. People are now saying, let us break it. They are only saying all these things now because IPOB had sacrificed and had died for this very effort. Over the years, we have been relentless. We have said no, that thing we saw, all of you must see it. And now they have seen it. Everybody has seen it. Maybe only Facebook. Once in a while, they refresh. Once in a while, they refresh my page in order to stop you from listening. As I said earlier, we are also on Radio Biafra. We are, more importantly, IPOB Community Radio. Go and download the app and join us there if they don't want you to join. From 30,000 to 20,000, 20,000 to 10,000, 10,000 now to 6,000 to 7,000, that is what they do. But we are all over the place. You cannot believe it. This very gospel gets to 8.5 million people every 28 days. So they cannot stop it. No matter what they do, no matter how they suppress, no matter how hard, no matter how cleverly they write their algorithm to convey a wrong, a misleading and false impression about our reach. Every blessed day, people are coming on board, people are being convinced, people are becoming part of the solution rather than part of the problem. And today I am glad to say that perhaps Enoch Adeboye is now part of the solution. They have seen what we have seen. Now they can speak. Let me tell you what the news said. Because I have been looking at all the commentary from what I call the Western media. Those of them who say the secessionists, they want to secede, Now that Ududuwa, people who are serious have come out from Ududuwa land to say they want freedom. I'm no longer hearing about secessionists. What I'm hearing now are agitators, people wanting to be free, which is a very good thing. But I wish that each and every time they write about this new revelation about the need to divide Nigeria, that people may go their separate ways, that they acknowledge the work that IPOB and Radio Biafra did. I just wish they could. Because if we keep quiet, other people may steal the glory. You just can't keep quiet. Things don't work that way. So I think that what Enoch Adeboye should have done is to acknowledge the work that Biafrans have been doing over the years, to highlight this very issue that is now touching upon. And what is that? Let us try and read it for the world to understand, bearing in mind what the summary from the commentator that I played earlier. People are afraid for no reason. People are terrified and scared of Fulani Janjaweed for no reason. And something came to light today, which I found very, very shocking. I watched Osita Chidoka's presentation. I think it's called The Platform, Zoo at 60. They call it Nigeria at 60. And now he said something that was quite interesting. He said that all the big parastatals and ministries you have in the zoo called Nigeria, the people who are working there are children of permanent secretaries and all the people that you call the so-called elite in the zoo. No wonder they don't want Nigeria to break. They don't want Nigeria to fail. For the simple reason that after them, their children will inherit the same corrupt society that they are now presiding over. That is what they talk about one Nigeria, not because they love it, but because they themselves are beneficiaries, their children are benefiting, and all of you are suffering. And I wonder why all of you who are suffering, why you should remain quiet all the time and you continue to suffer. It is just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. I do hope and pray that we have now turned the tide. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has advised the Zoological Republic, the Janjaweed government of the mask-wearing Yusuf Muhammad. I told you that Al-Sudani was gone. I told you that Jubril was gone, a new person was there. And I'm very, very sorry to say that even Abubakar Shekau knows the person who is there. Abubakar Shekau knows the boyfriend of Aisha Buhari, that his name is actually Yusuf Muhammad. Very, very interesting, isn't it? You know, when I heard this thing, I was in a state of shock. I knew, that was why I called. That is to tell you that I never, ever, by the grace of God Almighty in heaven, I never, ever make mistake in my life. I never do when it comes to Biafra restoration. I told you before, the boy that was there before was Jubril Al-Sudani. As soon as he left, as soon as he ran to Cuba and refused to come back, I knew they put somebody else there. They were waiting for me to say it is Jubril Al-Sudani, and I said, no, it is not. This one is Aisha's boyfriend. Funny enough, I never knew that Shekau knows the name of the boy. And on the 1st of October, of a few days ago, Shekau actually mentioned the boy's name, that the boy's name is Yusuf Muhammad. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So even Boko Haram that they created knows the person who is wearing the mask. But he referred, Pastor Adeboye said, is the federal government of Nigeria. Is to give Nigeria a lasting solution to secession agitations and its economic challenges by restructuring the country. For the very first time, they have now acknowledged the impact of the secessionist moves being made. We are agitating for freedom. We are not seceding. I know that black people, they have difficulties absorbing information. Biafra is old, over 5,000 years old. Whoever is talking about Biafra seceding from Nigeria, you are drunk or you're not well. But I can understand that the word secession has taken over the understanding, or should I say, has eaten deep into the subconscious of people, or to their subconsciousness. And for that very reason, they find themselves resorting to using the word secession all the time, rather than just saying it for what it is, agitation for freedom, that people want to be free. Enoch Adeboye is now saying, considering what happened on the 1st, is advising the federal government to find a lasting solution to our agitation. I never knew it would come to this, but it has come to it, which means that everybody now understands the potency of what we are doing. Everybody now understands the potency, the seriousness, the determination, and the resoluteness of this very noble family of IPOB worldwide, and what we represent before our people. I will continue. Adeboye said, the restructuring of the country must be done as soon as possible to forestall a breakup of the various socio-ethnic components that make up Nigeria. The 78-year-old cleric stated this on Saturday at a 60th Independence Day celebration symposium co-organized by the Redeemed Christian Church of God and the Nehemiah Leadership Institute. At the symposium with the theme, Where Will Nigeria Be in 2060? Of course, there will be no Nigeria. Monitored by a Zoo newspaper, Adeboye proposed the adoption of a merger of the British style of government and American system of government to pave the way for Nigeria's future. The former lecturer at the Department of Mathematics of the University of Lagos said, why can't we have a system of government that is 100% Nigerian? I don't know what he means by 100% Nigerian, because I don't know what is Nigerian. Are you talking about the political system, the monarchical system of the Yoruba? Are you talking about the feudal system of the Fulani? Are you talking about the republican, nature of we Biafrans? What is that Nigerian system that is so unique, that a blend of the British parliamentary system and the US presidential system can give us? This is the difficulties that I always have with people. When people want to make a point, a philosophical, because it's about philosophy, ideology, about the evolution of a society, when you want to talk about the evolution of a society, when you're proposing for the adoption of a political system that you think might suit your needs or your purposes, you must look inwards. Looking inwards doesn't mean going to Britain or going to USA. You ask yourself a simple question, and that is the starting point. There are ethnic groups there were nations before the white man came. That very system that they were running worked for them. And this is something that I want Pastor Adeboye to acknowledge this very evening. Of course, I commend him for having said the things that he said. But what is very, very critical is that if you want to create something that is uniquely Nigerian, if I can borrow your words, uniquely Nigerian, that thing must recognize the Yoruba monarchical system, where you have the Oba, the Oni, the largest, you have monarchy. In the north, what they have is a feudal system, where one Fulani person is maybe the emir doing rankadede and other people are impoverished. The Hausa people are very poor, begging on the streets. That is their own political system. Where I come from, nobody is a king. Where I come from, we are Republicans by nature. Now, what Pastor Adeboye should be saying is the fusion, the marriage of all these three different socio-political systems into one. I repeat, it is not about going to Britain to borrow, because you don't have the discipline to implement a parliamentary system of government. You also lack the discipline to implement a US presidential style of governance. What you need to do, if at all you want to create something that is uniquely Nigerian, if I can borrow his words, you must look at replicating or adopting some elements or aspects of Yoruba monarchical system, where you have the Oni of Ife or Alafin of Oyo, a kind of a monarchy. Benin has a very strong monarchy as well, the Oba of Benin. In the north, you have a feudal system. You have feudal lords and their vassal states all the way to Nupe, subservient to Sokoto Caliphate. Where I come from in Biafra land, we are Republicans. The reason why I'm dwelling on this is that I want Pastor Adeboye to understand that what he's proposing is unworkable. It is unworkable. Because the British one that you're seeking to import was the one that they adopted upon independence, and it failed very woefully. Is that not correct? Now, Second Republic was Shagari's regime. Shagari came in. They adopted the US-style presidential system of government, where they vested power in only one man. It crumbled, led to a lot of corruption. They are back to that same nonsense, or they went back to it in the year 1999 with Obasanjo. It is the same mess that people are in now. Now he is proposing, he is saying that to have something that is truly uniquely Nigerian, you need to marry the British parliamentary system and the US presidential system. And I'm asking, how do you marry the two? How is it possible for you to marry the two? Are both of them, I ask, are both of them African by nature? In what way is what is obtainable in England? How can you justify, how can you transplant that and impose it on people who are not disciplined, people who are not educated, people who are not refined, people who are ethnically bigoted, so to speak, people who are tribalistic in all their outlook, people who are nepotistic? How is that possible, I'm asking you? If you want to create something that is uniquely African, or let me say uniquely Nigerian, that thing must take into account the monarchy of the Yoruba race, the feudal lords of the Fulani-controlled Arewa North, and of course the republicanism of Biafrans. Now, what I want Adeboye to understand, and everybody who is listening to understand very carefully, is that nowhere in the history of the whole world has any society on this earth been able to marry these three unique systems into one. It is not possible. I repeat, you cannot have a feudal system in the north, a monarchical system in the west, and a republican system in the east, and you fuse three of them to become one. It is not possible. Now, let me also make people understand or bring to their attention on knowledge the anomaly, what I call the anomaly of the reference to Nigeria as a republican state or as a republic. Nigeria is not a republic and has never been, not from day one. Because in a republic, for those of them hampering or clamoring, or should I say, this nostalgia for the US, presidential style of or system of government. Let me make this very clear. This is a very sensitive lecture this evening that I want people to understand and listen to very, very carefully, please. America is a republican. Some of you don't know the meaning of a republic. A republic means that all men are created equal and born equal, and all are equal before the law of man. The canon laws that you make. That's the meaning of it. All of you are equal. Now, Nigeria cannot be a republic and you have a Sultan of Sokoto. There's a traditional ruler. It cannot be a republic. Even my late father cannot, in a republic, there should be, my father's stool should not be there. In a republic, you don't have the Oni of Ife. You don't have the Alafin of Oyo. No, of course not. It is not a republic. You don't have royalty. In a republic, it is an anomaly. That is why Britain, when they look at you, they laugh at you, they know you know nothing. They say these are black people, their brains are empty. Why? Because in a republic, there is no royal highness. I don't know if I'm making any sense to people. That is why all the people that call themselves intellectuals in the zoo, those that call themselves the elite, those that say that they went to school, that they're professors, when I say the things I say, they say I insult them. I'm not insulting you, but I just want you to understand that you are not intelligent enough to understand even what you want or what you need. Our dear Pastor Adeboye is saying that he wants a marriage of Britain and USA, and if you marry these two together, you may get something uniquely Nigerian. I don't know where he's coming from, and I don't know if in the fusion of these two systems that he's talking about, it is taking into account the feudal mindset of the Fulani North. They run a feudal state. They run a feudal state. If you don't know the meaning of feudalism, go and look it up in the dictionary. And please, can somebody check the definition of feudalism and put it on my page, please, that the world can see. In fact, put feudalism, you put monarchy and monarchical system, that is what I mean. In fact, what obtains in the West, in Oduduwa at the moment, is not even absolute monarchy, so to speak. I think let us say it is something that maybe you had in Italy during the medieval period, where you had the Medicis, you have all these families and all over the place, controlling city-states. But they are crowned heads. Do you understand? In the north, you have a feudal system. And then in the east, you have republicanism. How can you merge those three together? If you ask me to go to the north and bow down before the Sultan of Sokoto, if you present me in front of the Sultan of Sokoto and I shake his hand, everybody will complain he lacks respect. But that is the way the people are. That is how we are. We are Republicans. We believe that all men were created equal. But some people believe that not all men are created equal. And you have those people in a place called the Republic. How can you say Republic, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, when in that Federal Republic of Nigeria you have royal fathers? I don't understand it. These are the anomalies that I want the likes of Pastor Adeboye to be able to have in mind, to understand that Nigeria is unworkable. Nigeria can never be together. Because these systems, nobody, unless you go to war to conquer and to subdue people, nobody in the history of mankind has been able to reconcile three different systems into one. It's not done anywhere. Britain managed to do it, and they did it with conquest. Britain colonized and managed to use conquest, that colonial conquest that they accomplished, to forcibly fuse three different systems together into one. Now you understand it. So when our dear pastor is talking about something that is 100% Nigerian, that thing cannot be British and it cannot be American either. And as I'm saying this, this is the very first time I'm actually observing what Facebook is doing. Sometimes I look at what now I can see. Every time it refreshes, every time Facebook will refresh it, and if they refresh it, they press down the numbers. If they refresh it, they press down the numbers. I have never seen this before. This is the only time I'm actually watching this very broadcast like any other person is doing on one of the monitors that we have here in front of us. That is what they do. It got to 7,000, they refreshed it, it went back to 6 points, and that is what they're doing. But does that bother us? Of course it doesn't bother us. We continue to preach our gospel as we have been mandated to do. Therefore, Pastor Adeboye said, can't we have a combination of both to see whether it could help us? He is not sure. He's saying another experiment to see whether it will help us. And we are saying, dear pastor, it is not going to help us because Britain is not Africa. It is not going to help us because the United States of America is not Africa. If you're planning to create something that is uniquely African, you go back to the way you were before the white man came. That should be the basic starting point of everything. This is what I call, of course, he has the best of intentions. He is trying to stop the agitation from overwhelming everybody. And I can assure all these pastors that when we go our separate ways, Oduduwa on their own and Biafra on their own, people will still come to your churches. Please don't panic. Don't think because of this agitation that once Biafra is on its own, you won't have Biafrans going to your church and paying tithe and sowing seed and all the rest of it. They will still be doing it because we are black people. That is how we are wired. That is how our brain is. We are predisposed to superstition. As long as we have people who are superstitious, don't worry, sir. You will get your tithe. You will get your seed. You will get your everything you need. Your offering. You'll be getting it. Don't worry about it. But we are going our separate ways. We must go our separate ways. Then should we sit down and have the need to be one people together, then people can sit down and negotiate terms of a union. They can now join a union. For anybody to try to sustain this charade that the white man built, you are causing more harm than good. That is something you must understand. People should not panic and look at their own parochial interest or think, oh, I'm going to lose out, as most of them are now doing. Oh, if I lose out, my children can no longer be leaders of Nigeria and rule people the way that I ruled them. That is what some of them are saying. They want Nigeria to be sustained, that their fraud may continue, and we're saying no to that. It is not possible. Absolutely impossible. So I want our dear Pastor Adeboye to please try and go back and advise this zoological republic, the Fulani Janjaweed government in Abuja, to let them understand one clear, simple fact. Nigeria is unsalvageable. British parliamentary system is un-African. US system, presidential system is un-African. When America wanted to build a society, they never copied France. They didn't copy the UK. They didn't copy anybody. They went to build something very, very unique to their taste. The same thing we should be doing. And if you go to look for those things that are very unique to us, you will come to see that the way the political system is structured in Yoruba land before the coming of the white man is not how it is in Biafra land. They are two different, diametrically different systems. We are Republicans. And we want people to keep any system that they prefer. As the first commentator did this very evening, the guy who quite brilliantly summarized what is happening. What are you afraid of? Yugoslavia divided. Soviet Union that had nuclear weapons everywhere. There were nuclear weapons scattered across the entire Soviet Union. They broke up and nothing happened. Why are you afraid, I ask? All of you who are afraid, what are you benefiting from Nigeria? What is it that you're getting from Nigeria that will make you to insist, even living under falsehood? You call Nigeria a republic, but you have people you call your Royal Highness. In England, where you have your Royal Highness, all of them are Royal Highnesses. And from the Queen down to every member of the Royal family, they are Royal Highnesses. Do you hear about the Republic of Britain? I'm asking you. Any country in this world, you see Saudi Arabia is governed by a royal family. Do you hear about Republic of Saudi Arabia? It is not a republic. It is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In Bahrain, it is the same thing. In UAE, it is the same thing. They are not called republic. Any country in this world that has the name or prefix republic before their name, you don't have any royal highnesses. Now, ask yourself, where did you get this anomaly from? It is because people are not educated. Because people are not schooled enough. People are not disciplined enough to understand what they want and to come out openly to say we want it. The only people that can answer His Royal Highness are people who are not republics. Do you understand it? Mexico is a republic. Do they have their Royal Highnesses in Mexico? The answer is no. Canada is Canada is not a republic because the Queen is the head of state of Canada. So they are not still a republic. But they have all the attributes that republics have. Do they have kings? Do they have His Royal Highness? People that dress like the mayor of London. Empty, vacuous criminals everywhere. Answering to their Royal Highnesses. It doesn't happen there. Anywhere you have the word republic, they don't have kings. They don't have Eze. Not even Eze in Sabongeri in KANU. No. Why are you answering a republic if you're not a republic? Somebody should please answer me. These are the things that people don't know about black people. I go back to black people because that is the problem. Everything is half-baked. They don't understand the mess they are in. Everything is management, half-baked. When I was very small, my cousin in Aba in those days taught me something. And all those adages and proverbs, and she taught me. I was very, very small. Like I wouldn't forget. I think I was about 5 years old or thereabout. And one day we were lying down, we were outside in the evening. And she said, I will never forget. And she said, she was teaching me idioms and proverbs and all the rest of it. And she said, half education is dangerous. I never knew what it meant. She was reading from a book and I was memorizing. As she was saying it, I was memorizing them. Half education is dangerous and all the rest of them. I was, cramming all these things. And it wasn't until I became an adult that I knew what half education is dangerous actually means. These Facebook people are very funny, From 7.1, it refreshed and it's gone to 6.8. Unbelievable. I never knew this was what they were doing. I never knew. It's only now, for the very first time that I'm saying it. I won't allow them, of course, to distract us. We are continuing. God in heaven. It's gone down to 6.5. Unbelievable. Facebook of this zoological republic. We must continue. Half education is dangerous. People in Africa are half educated. Only half-educated people will call their nation, so-called nation a republic, when within that republic you have His Royal Highness, Her Royal Highness, their eminence in a republic. How is that possible, I ask? Because even those of them they call their founding fathers or their crowning fathers, they don't know the meaning of the word republic. They have no idea what it means. So when the world is looking at you, please bring your president, bring that mask wearer, bring him up, let him speak. They are looking at you. They'll say, but I thought they said they're a republic. Live video interrupted. They've gone to 6.1. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Facebook. God in heaven. These guys are something else. These people are something else, I'm telling you. Something else. Just removing people like that. They have just in a stroke removed 15,000 people from watching this. It is unbelievable. No wonder black people are evil. When they say black people are bad, you should think of those who are working for Facebook in Lagos, how horrible they are, how awful these people truly are. Now, let me tell you something that people don't understand. Anybody who lives or who took part, participated, or was part of the so-called constitution that gave birth to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria is not a republic because nowhere on this earth do you have His Royal Highness as part of a republic. And I will go from one acclaimed man of God to another man of God as well, a man that I respect immensely, Archbishop Kuka, or should I say Bishop Coker of Sokoto Diocese. He wrote, I think it was an audio which was captured by a Zoo newspaper, Kuka to Buhari, that is the mask wearer. Kuka to Buhari, Nigeria literally pool of blood, reset the clock before it's too late. The same thing that Adoboy is saying that they're telling him. And I wonder why is it that in the zoo, people have this attitude of always begging for something? Please amend the constitution. Oh, please, can you build road for us? Oh, please, can you pay our bursaries? Please, can you pay our salary? Please, can you pay our pension? Everything is please, please. We are begging you. I'm talking to you. Why is that the case? You are in a republic where power belongs to the people. You don't need to actually beg anybody. If you understand the meaning of republic, you don't need to beg anybody. You need to demand for the things that you want. That's the meaning of republic. If you don't know, it means power belongs to the people. Now, I am asking, why all this culture of begging? You're always begging. Adeboye was begging a so-called Buhari, which is Aisha's boyfriend, Yusuf Mohammed. Everybody is begging everybody. Why do you need to beg him? Why do you need to beg Fulani Janjaweed in Asorok? Why are people foolish in Africa? I don't understand it. Why are you begging them? You can force them to do something. The same way we have compelled them to do something is how all of you must key in or tune into what we are doing to force them, because the power actually belongs to you, if at all you know the meaning of the word republic. If at all you know the meaning of it. Because most people don't know the meaning of it. And we are here to let you understand what it means. Now listen, the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Hassan Koka, has advised Muhammad Brothers Yusuf Muhammad. That's the boy's name. Aisha Buhari's boyfriend is Yusuf Muhammad. That's his name. I told you before, that is the boy's name, Yusuf Muhammad. Has advised President Muhammad Buhari to look inwards into Nigeria's problem and find a lasting solution to it. But there is no Buhari. I want to let Bishop Koka to know this, and I want everybody to understand this. If you're in doubt, go to my page. Somebody, it's not my video, I didn't compile it, I've forgotten the name of the person who actually did it. I need to give him credit for it. I posted a video earlier today that Facebook, in their infinite wisdom, tried to suppress as much as possible. Of course, they failed, as they will always fail. In that very video, you can see the old dead Buhari, you can see the new one. And to make matters worse, the idiot was wearing a mask. Or in fact, he pulled it down and he was talking, and you can see his the floppy ear, how it was bent. There is nowhere on this earth, there is no other human being on this earth wearing a face mask with the pomo ear. The ear kanda, you know kanda that we eat that it doesn't have any nutritional value. You know kanda doesn't have any value. In fact, it will give you cancer because they tend to prepare it with car tire, isn't it? They burn rubber. You know, pomo, kanda. Somebody, I don't know what is pomo in English or kanda. Somebody should please tell our white friends what kanda or pomo means. I don't know what it means. Somebody should tell them in the English language what it means. If you look at the ear of the man, I am talking to Hassan Koka, I'm talking to Bishop Koka, please. Go to my page. You will see the ear of the man. Look at, he took a picture with Jonathan where they were deceiving themselves. Look at his ear. Look at his ear, because Jonathan asked them, why do you bring this man to me? Of course, they'll be shocked how I know this. They said, oh, he's very sick. You know, we need to put up a front. You know, everywhere in the whole world, people have body doubles. And Buhari is very sick. So once in a while, we'll bring out this one to come and greet people. Oh, do you want him to come out and the nation will be disgraced? That was the reason why they are saying, now they are muting, are saying they can bring Jonathan back. Do you understand? Because Jonathan has seen that Aisha's boyfriend, Yusuf Mohammed, is not Buhari. You can see his ear. Now ask yourself, how come Jonathan, his ear is not bent? How come Jonathan, they are wearing the same face mask, but Jonathan's ear is standing up? But the ear of this impostor, because it's silicone ear, it is artificial ear, you can see it bending down. Why do people insist on referring to Yusuf Muhammad, Aisha Buhari's boyfriend, as Buhari? I don't understand this. And these are men of God. Bishop Koka is a man of God. A man that I respect immensely. I'm asking him, are you telling me that the God you worship, the Jesus Christ that you kneel down to call upon every day, the same Jesus Christ that went to the temple and drove away money changers, the same Jesus that preached the truth, you claim you're following Jesus Christ and you're referring to that thing in Asorok as Buhari? That's a man of God. You claim you're a man of God. You people call yours, in fact, including Pastor Deboye, you people claim you worship God Almighty, the God of Israel. A God of valor, a God of truth, a God that doesn't condone liars and lies. And you come out and you say that thing with the ear that is bent, the ear, one ear is Buhari. I challenge both Adeboye and Bishop Koka. I challenge any of them to stand up with the Holy Bible and say that man in Asorok is Buhari. I challenge them. I challenge anybody. I challenge any imam. Not the idiot now got somebody like an imbecile. I challenge anybody to pick up the proper Quran and to swear and to say that the man in Asorok, I want an imam to do that, to say this man in Asorok is Buhari. I want any preacher of any persuasion to stand up with the Holy Bible before his or her congregation to say that the man in Asorok is Buhari. His name is Yusuf Muhammad. He is Asha Buhari's boyfriend. You can see his ear. Unless you're blind, or unless you're blind and you're stupid and you're hopeless and you're a baboon, you're a monkey, you are an idiot. Only then can you look at a man with the ear that is floppy like Pomo and you say that that person is Buhari. You must be insane. You are a mad person. I challenge any of them, any of their preachers, pick up the Holy Bible and say that the man in Asorok is Buhari. Why am I saying this? Because all of you know where the solution lies. Everybody is suffering. Everybody is in pain. There is problem everywhere. Insecurity, death, mayhem everywhere. I ask you, all of you, you know the solution to the problem. It is very, very simple. Rather than beg, oh, please, can you restructure the constitution? Can you restructure the flag? Can you restructure Abuja to make it look like Kafanchan? Can you restructure Kafanchan to make it look like Akure? All these idiotic debates that people are having, all of you are wasting your time. You are behaving as if you don't have any brain. That is a very simple solution. Simple solution is, if they are serious, if these pastors are serious, all you need to do is to say to Asorok, if you don't restructure, or I wouldn't call it restructuring, if you don't start the process of setting the people free within 4 months, we will come out and announce that the man who is there is Aisha's boyfriend and not Buhari. We will challenge you to come out and to prove that that man is Buhari. Believe you me, 48 hours, everything will change. 48 hours is also... I said 48 hours, everything will change. If these pastors can be truthful to the word of God, to the Bible that they're holding, if the imams can be truthful to the Quran that they're handling, if people can stop being afraid and come out and say the truth and to say, if you don't restructure, those who claim they want restructuring, if you don't do what we're asking you to do, we the people, if you don't do it, we will ask you to bring this man in the public to address us live, to tell us he's Buhari. Believe you me, within 48 hours, all this Boko Haram will stop. Janja, all these Fulani bandits, Mietiala, they will all go silent. But what worries me is that all of these people, including the pastors, including the imams, they know the truth, but they don't want to go for the jugular because they are benefiting something from Nigeria. They must be getting something from Nigeria because there is a nuclear option. Since the Fulanis don't want to reason, since they don't want to listen, there is a nuclear option. The nuclear option is, if you don't do what we are asking you to do, we will question the identity of whoever is in Asorok that you're claiming is Buhari. We will question his identity in public. And believe you me, 48 hours, the doctrine of necessity will set in and they will set in motion everything to make the lives of the people better. It's as simple as that. Something they can do. So that every day, we are begging. I want the president to please look at the suffering of the people. To look. Who told you that power will concede without pressure? Power in the whole world never can concede without pressure. You must put pressure. What pressure do you have? When you come out on the streets to protest, they will kill you. When you criticize them too much, DSS will come and arrest you. Yes, all the pastors, you're not going to break the law. All you need to do is to send a very subtle message, a very subliminal message to say, if you don't start the process of making things right within 4 weeks, I will cast doubt on the genuine identity of the man in Asorok. Believe you me, if the people, heavyweight pastors like Emopai and Okonkwo and Adeboye and Koka and Obinna and Chukwuma and let's say the likes of Fadede, if these people can come out and very simply, you don't have to do much. There is no need for protest, revolution now, revolution yesterday or 2 days ago. You don't need to protest on the street. You don't need to do anything. All these people, even including newspaper editors. If that is to tell you that people are benefiting. It's just like Buhari's certificate saga. Some lawyers took them to court, and when they got to court, they gave them money and they withdrew the case. People are benefiting because you cannot tell me that you have the silver bullet to cure all the problems of the zoo. You see, our God is a miraculous God. God gave Nigerians a cure for their problem. But being black people, this case of Buhari, dead Buhari and all these impostors, was what convinced me beyond every reasonable doubt that black people are not intelligent enough to be called human beings. I'm being honest with you before God and man. We are not intelligent enough to be called. Now God gave you a solution. Forget all the nonsense. Forget everything you say in the pulpit is irrelevant. God gave you, because they said God cannot give you a problem without a solution. If God gave you the problem, which is Buhari, God has also given you a solution. The solution is the impostor in Asorok, Yusuf Mohammed. Very simple. What's it going to cost you? Nothing. I want people to rise up tomorrow and to say to Asorok, if you don't restructure, those who want restructuring, we are going for our freedom outright. If you, those of you in the mainstream who are afraid of the truth that you want to restructure, say to them, let the likes of Ohaneze, Pandev, and Afeni Fele rise up and say, if you do not give us restructuring within 4 weeks, if they're afraid, they can go on exile to do it, if they're afraid. Say within 4 weeks, don't give it to us. We will publicly call into question the identity of the man you claim is Buhari, the one with the pomo ear. I'm telling you, 48 hours. You hear National Assembly will sit on emergency to do everything that you want. It's simple common sense. But you cannot do it in this UG. 2 minutes past 8 p.m. in the land of Biafra, and 2 minutes past the top of the hour wherever you are. We brought you people here where you are now. IPOB, radio, through Radio Biafra, brought you where you are now. This level of consciousness now that people have all over the place, people can now understand they have a problem. Every blessed day, I am saying to Coca, instead of begging, oh, before it is too late, Adeboye is begging, oh, please try and check. It's simple, don't beg. You don't have to beg, because power belongs to the people. You claim you're in a republic, unless you're not in a republic. All you need to do, I'm not asking you to do anything extraordinary. You can write them a secret letter. But listen to me carefully. This is something that, you know, where we come from, we say we go be. People don't know the meaning of it. They don't know the meaning of it. Yes, the crowd or public is strength. Yes. Now, let me put it to you this way. If people want to see a change this week that we are in the zoo called Nigeria, if you want to see a change, let Adeboye not say it alone. I don't want maybe Obinna or Coca to say it alone, or an icon. No. All of you must come out and issue the statement at the same time and sign the letter at the same time. Are you telling me that the so-called Nigerians or those in Sokoto will allow DSS to go and arrest Bishop Coca? Is not done. Desmond Tutu, nothing happened to him. These people, they claim they are men of God, but sometimes I doubt it, because they see the truth and they turn a blind eye. I want to ask all the preachers, all of you will sign the letter together. And as you sign the letter together, you remain very visible. Are you telling me that the DSS will now mobilize to go to all the states of the Federation of the Zoo, arresting everybody, every prominent preacher? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't understand it. Is that what you're saying? Of course not. They cannot do it. Now, ask yourself, what is it that is stopping these so-called powerful men of God from doing what Archbishop Desmond Tutu did against apartheid in South Africa? Apartheid was horrible. It was awful. People were dying. There was discrimination. Everything was bad. The same thing now happening in the zoo. And I'm asking these preachers, these so-called men of God, of every persuasion, of every denomination, why can't you come together? I'm not asking you to come out on the street to protest. Simply write a letter to Asorok saying, if you don't do what we're asking you to do, we would have reason to believe that whoever is there is not Buhari. Because if it is Buhari that people voted for, he would have responded or reacted to the yearnings of the people. If you're not doing anything within 4 weeks, we will call for the ratification or clarification of the identity of whoever is in Asorok in 48 hours. Fulani headsmen will stop. Mietiala will stop. Fulani bandits, I said 48 hours, 8 hours, 2 days, all this nonsense will stop. Now ask yourself, why are these pastors not doing it? Because I understand the imams, they want to spread Islam to the Atlantic Ocean. That's understandable. So they have a mission. They are all working together. After all, the Sultan is the head of Islam in the zoo, which means that even Ahmed Tinubu is loyal to him, which means that all of them who claim that they are Yoruba Muslims who are against the Oduduwa Republic, they are all loyal to Sultan of Sokoto. They want to see Sokoto Caliphate extend all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. That is what they want. Unless you have brain, unless you have thinking faculty, you cannot be able to comprehend all of these things. Now I ask them, when will you stop begging? When will you stop begging whoever you claim, whoever you say is Buhari? When will you stop begging? It is because of this begging attitude. That is why SARS is going about killing people every blessed day. Today they have released a statement saying, oh, SARS will stop killing people. We are withdrawing them from the road. The same thing they said about taking away checkpoints in Biafra land. Their checkpoints are still there. How many times have they withdrawn SARS before? But you people, you can't reason. Why have they decided to withdraw SARS? Because of the riot, or should I say the reaction of the youths in Ughelli in Delta State. I said power concedes nothing. They killed somebody. If you had allowed them to get away with it, the IG of police wouldn't have issued the statement saying they are now withdrawing SARS from roads and all that nonsense, because people got angry and they rose up. If you don't want to learn anything in life, learn something from it. Power cannot concede anything. Once somebody is holding on to power, absolute power for that matter, in a very impoverished, backward society like the zoo created by the British, called Nigeria, they cannot concede anything unless you force them to. That is something people don't know. You must appealing to them. They are impervious to reason. If you appeal to them, just like a policeman in the UK, when a policeman stops and says, oh, sorry, sir. He says, can I please see your registration or your license? And you say, sorry, sir. Once you say sorry, you're finished. He'll ask you to park very well. Why? You say, what are you saying sorry for? Why, if your hands are clean, why are you begging? Why must you beg? You present your driver's license and you say, I don't have it here, sir, and then they give you a producer. Or they can check on the system to see if they have it at DVLA. In Swansea, that's all. Why are you begging? If you beg, you're even in greater trouble. Why are you begging people that you claim you gave power to? You claim they're in Asorok because of you. Why are you begging them? I ask. Because of your begging attitude. SARS has been killing people, you keep begging. Every day you beg, and they keep killing. The only reason why they stopped them today, if I thought they have stopped them, was because youths rose up and was chasing SARS. Because enough is enough. That is how human beings are. Because power will concede nothing until you compel it to. You don't know that? Now, what is happening? I want that video to be played. I want people to understand before. I want to put this video on my page, please. The video of SARS killing people, dragging them and shooting them dead. And I am going to tweet it tomorrow. In fact, even this night I will tweet it. I want it to be retweeted over 10,000 times. We are going to tweet this. We are going to tweet this very video. We want the world to see how barbaric, how evil the police in the zoo are. And that is something that you people don't know. You see this level of barbarism, you cannot do it in the north. You cannot. So people talk about SARS. SARS is another means, another way of reducing the population of young people in the south. This is something people don't understand. Fulani came with a multifaceted agenda. Every armed service in the zoo has been Fulanized and primed to kill in the south. That is something some of you don't understand. The army is busy killing, burning villages in Andoni. In broad daylight, Nigerian army, yes. SARS are busy killing people. They have killed people so much because they know you people can never fight back. They know you're docile. They know you go to social media and you write, rest in peace, sleep on, bro, sleep on, sister, and all that rubbish. And they are killing people. They're in Okozo killing people. They're everywhere killing because they know you will do nothing. Then you will do anything. Because their apologies are everywhere. If you try to rise up to do what is right, you will see one of is the integrity of Nigeria. You are affecting the integrity of Nigeria to affect our integrity in our pocket. That is all they are concerned about. Tell me how many times, I ask everybody now, tell me how many times SARS have gone to KANU, to Katsina, to Sokoto, to Meduguri, to kill people. How many times they said our community radio has stopped? They said it has stopped. I don't know, everything is fine here. Everything is fine, it's streaming okay. Please make sure that you have enough data, please. I'm getting information. People said, I need confirmation, please. It is working. I can see it here. Our systems are go. Not when your credit run out, you say you're not getting IPOB community radio. Please go and reboot your phone. Go and reboot your phone, please. Go and reboot it. Very, very important, please. Go and reboot your phone, please. It's working. Don't mind what Facebook... I've been seeing what Facebook has been doing. After a while, they refresh. To keep pushing the numbers down because a lot of people are joining us. And that's what they're supposed to do. That is what they're doing because they're working for the zoo. We are live and we are direct. And I want to ask you once again, can you name one person shot dead by SARS in Sokoto? Name one person shot dead by SARS in Kebbi State. Name one person that was shot dead by SARS in Yobe State. Name one student, a bright student that was killed by SARS in Katsina. Can you name somebody killed by SARS in KANU State? That tells you all you need to know. But you see, our people in the South are very foolish. Very, very foolish. You know, they love all this political correctness, all this garbage, all this nonsense, one Nigeria this, one Nigeria that, as if they are fools. The person you're doing one Nigeria with is colonizing you, conquering you, raping your mothers, abducting your daughters, ethnically cleansing you every blessed day. And you're joining him to shout what Nigeria because you're foolish. And I keep asking, tell me where SARS has killed anybody in the North. But SARS is an instrument of destruction to kill young people in the South. Yet some of you don't know this. All the evidence are there. It is glaring. It is glaring. It is there for all to see. But you can't comprehend it. The video is very, very harrowing. SARS only operates in the South. And this is a place where you want people to remain in one country, where you want to amend, where you want to fix. And I want to ask all of you saying, let's fix Nigeria. What do you stand to gain from it? A country where the army is busy in the south killing innocent people, the police are busy killing innocent people, they formed a special unit, SARS, killing people. Have you not heard that ordinary civil defense was also killing people? Why don't you people reason? This UG black people. What is wrong with you? Why can't you reason very well? I keep asking you, why is it, if SARS is federal anti-robbery squad, why are you telling me there is no robbery? Isn't SARS needed in the north where there are kidnappers, Fulani bandits kidnapping people all over every day, Mieti Allah terrorists everywhere? Why are they in the south? Because people don't reason very well. Fulani have planned, they are advanced. They planned this thing for very many years and they are funding it very, very well. They have weaponized every instrument of state and designed it to deliver one singular agenda, which is Fulani domination, Fulani conquest. The sooner some of you idiotically remember this, the better for all of you. These are the things you need to know. You must know these things. Anybody praying for one Nigeria, hoping that Nigeria will be better, that person is benefiting from Nigeria. If not them, then their children are benefiting from Nigeria. That is why SARS will be down in the south where you claim you have professors and intellectuals, and nobody has been able to ask, how come SARS are not killing people in the north? How come there are bandits roaming all over the place in the north? No one is killing them, but SARS is in the south killing innocent people, going through their phones. Is it your business? There is no privacy. Which law gave them the right to go through somebody's phone? To determine the way you dress, the way you cut your hair looks like you're a member of a cult. What sort of nonsense is that? These are the things that Fulani brings to the table. They are primitive, they are very crude, they are not refined. Some of you fail to reason. Some of you are playing one Nigeria. You want to be a good Nigerian and detribalized. As foolish as that sounds. Whereas the people you're detribalizing for, they are tribalizing you. Fulani is all over the place. All their people are in positions of power. They remove your people, they put their own people in. You cannot see it because you're blind, you're foolish, you're hopeless. You're a zoo animal in a British zoo. That is why you cannot reason. To the point whereby they brought in Aisha's boyfriend Yusuf Muhammad in power with mask, which you can see the ear. It's not as if you cannot see the ear that is bent, the pomo ear. You can see it very clearly. But somehow your foolishness and your stupidity will not allow you to reason properly. That is what makes you an animal. That is why I speak to you the way I do. Because you're not sensible, you're not reasonable. What baffles me is the lies. The way they lie. As one idiot that looks like Oshomole. One idiot that looks like Oshomole was talking rubbish that I plan to kill one almost dead walrus that cannot breathe properly. Like an idiot. The way they lie. The thing about Nigeria is lies. A Nigerian is an accomplished liar. A liar. They know how to fabricate. They know how to lie. Everything I say is verifiable. That is the reason why this day, everybody, desensitization, the level of consciousness now attained not just in the zoo across West Africa is down to Radio Biafra, because people listen to what we say, they go and do their research, they find out it is the truth. Let me tell you about the zoo. People are killing. This idiot is Festus Keyamo. He used to be a civil rights campaigner. If those that know him very well. Despite the existence of this video of where SARS was, and I want Festus Keyamo to be tagged to this very video, despite the overwhelming evidence of SARS killing somebody in cold blood, dragging them on the floor and shooting them, do you know what they said? This is what leads me to believe. Sometimes when I say it with every alacrity, as they would say in those days, and conviction. Black people are mentally deranged. This Yoji, you see black people, they are not well mentally, they cannot reason. Do you know that people, after seeing this video of what SARS did, one idiot called Festus Keyamo, who says he's a minister of state. That is to tell, I want to now bring to you the depth of the wickedness and evil in a black person. Why I believe very strongly that Lucifer could be a black man, as they've been painting him to be, and I'll tell you why. This man is a senior advocate. He is supposed to be a man of law. He knows the law. He used to be a human rights campaigner. But because of what he's getting, because of the money he's getting from the government, and because the family is having fun, after seeing this video that is now on my page, I believe, do you know what he said? The victim that was shot in the head, we saw it being shot in the head, is alive. He was not shot, but he fell out of police vehicle, Festus Keyamo, according to Vanguard newspaper. I want the world to understand that this type of thing can only happen in a black country, and I want the world to know that when they say that black people are evil, this is the personification of evil. When people lie, there is a way you lie. Believe you me, you know that that person must have descended from the line of Lucifer. This is a type of lie that should end somebody hanging. I'm telling you, this person should be tried and hanged for telling lies. The video is there. You can see the man being shot in the head. Somebody who claims he's a minister came out and issued a statement. This idiot's name is Festus Keyamo, Minister of State, Labor and Employment. He claimed that the incident being seen, that we can see with our two eyes, two naked eyes, we can see the video. He is now saying that the man fell from the back of a police van. In this video or in another one? I am telling you, I know that black people are evil, but this level, this depth of wickedness and telling lies is unprecedented. Keyamo, he said, he contacted the victim's brother and the State Commissioner of Police to confirm the incident, emphatically opined that those officers involved in the incident are not SARS. Because this man is eating money in Abuja. He's highly paid. He's now part of the establishment. He used to be like Shomole, the ugly monkey. He used to be like him. But do you see how they change black people? A few coins. Like those that claim they were freedom fighters. Today they are hoteliers. Today they are renting hostels to students. Today they are building universities all over the place around Africa. But they are freedom fighters. And after seeing all these things, people foolishly call them freedom fighters. That's how you know how foolish a black person is. This one used to be a human rights lawyer. But today, after seeing this video, he's telling you that he fell from the back of a van, that nobody was shot. And this is a government minister lying as if that is not a grown-up man, a senior advocate of Nigeria, advocate of law. Black people, may Chukwuka Kabiama have pity upon your deadly souls. SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, is a terrorist group. From tonight, we designate them a terrorist group. Wherever we see them in Biafra land killing people, they will not go free. They are a terrorist group. That's number one. They are in Okozo, in Anambra State, eliminating our people, harvesting their organs. That is what they do. They kill. They disappear people. They harvest their organs. They send them to India. And some of us are not well. We now go to India to go and take organs harvested from victims of state crime. That's what they're doing in Okozo. Okozo SARS should be closed down. Completely shut down. There should be no SARS in Anambra State. I'm warning them now, there will be no SARS in Anambra State. There won't be any. Because Okozo SARS is where they are killing our people. And I want the name of the man who is in charge of Okozo. And I understand that they have recruited some people from Anambra, paying them 20,000 naira every month to help identify those that SARS will come and kidnap, kill them, cut open their stomach, take all their organs, and then ship to India for money. That's what they're doing. SARS in Okozo must close down. Don't say I didn't tell you. SARS in Okozo must, M-U-S-T, be shut down. SARS everywhere in Biafra land must cease operation. Wherever we see SARS conducting any operation, we will regard it as a terrorist act. And we are at liberty to defend ourselves. There will be no SARS in Biafra land. From tonight, anywhere there is a raid conducted by SARS, people stop to search their phones taken from them or their cars stolen, because SARS, they are actually criminals. That's who they are. We will treat such as a terrorist incident. Don't say we did not warn you. This SARS, made up of Fulani people, they have recruited some criminals from the south. They have been killing many innocent people, and a few foreigners for that matter. Steady attack every blessed day. And I understand that the SARS in Okozo are busy taking people, IPOB family members, taking them to Okozo and killing them in Okozo. I hope people are listening. If I hope you are listening, what SARS are doing. Is you here the pig in the creek? They are doing to what SARS in Okozo are doing. I hope you are listening. Hey, these people are attacking our system tonight. We are finishing them and they are attacking our system. I can see it from here. The lines are now, the color is now orange. It's no longer green. It's gone green again. It was orange a while ago. They're attacking us. But of course, they're wasting their time. We are more than formidable. We are more than formidable. We are exceptional. And they must understand it. We are exceptional and they must understand it. We want to make it difficult for them. Very, very difficult for them. So that they cannot be able to attack our systems. I have seen where some of their once again on those platforms, and they will not be able to tamper with it again. They will not be able to tamper with it again. It is coming back on stream right now, and I believe that it is come back. I believe it is back now. It is back. It will take maybe about 30 seconds for it to reflect, for my voice to reflect on the FM and also on satellite and our app ultimately. Our app ultimately, yes, I believe that it's going right now, and that's it. They're no longer able to tamper with it anymore. That platform is now secured. They won't be able to tamper with it. We must proceed this very evening. We are warning SARS and all those Mandela Hotel, those who freedom fighters that want to be like Donald Trump, building hotels all over the place. Before you go and do your next video, I want you to warn your friends in SARS or Okozo for that matter. SARS or Okozo must be shut down. Must be shut down. SARS or Okozo must close because they are killing people there and harvesting their organs. That's what they're doing. SARS, Okozo. And that's, you know me, I can't allow that to happen. It won't happen. They are the ones killing people all over the place in our land. SARS are the people killing because their mission is to fulfill the purpose for which they have been set up by their Fulani masters, which is to come and to kill. They rob, they steal, they are the armed robbers. They claim that they are the one, the hypocrisy of Nigeria. They claim that SARS, they are there to fight armed robbers, but they're the ones who are the armed robbers. They are the ones killing, they are the ones pillaging. That is why our media person in Oba, federal SARS are busy molesting and arresting family members in the community in Iguacha with the help of the Obe Akpo youth leader, once somebody called Chinyere Wampa. He is the one reporting people to SARS, and SARS are coming to his village. That is the thing about the South. These people from the South, I don't know what's wrong with them. Maybe sometimes I think you people deserve to be colonized by Fulani people. The way you behave, the way you sell yourselves, the way saboteurs. I don't know why you come out to betray is in your system. That's all you do. Betrayal. This one went and called SARS to come and arrest people in his village. The people he's calling are those who are in the farms raping his mothers. He's calling them to now come and kill his brothers and his sisters. And you're telling me that our people are normal. Most of our people are not normal, but we shall find them. We'll find them. Every saboteur, of course, will find you. Don't worry about that. After all said and done, we are always right. After all said and done, we are always right. If somebody said to some people before that Arewa Consultative Forum will come round to the position of IPOB, none of you will believe it. And for the very first, I wouldn't say for the very first time, on occasions, Ohanese have been, should I say, compelled to do the right thing. I like the response that NNAMDI gave to them. NNAMDI said to Arewa Consultative Forum, this thing you're saying now is what IPOB has been canvassing for. In other words, you came for Operation Pattern Dance 1, Pattern Dance 2, Pattern Dance 3, Operation Crocodile Smile, and all the rest of it. To come and crush, as that idiot, when Jubril came, they gave him the mask. You were saying, go and crush them. Crush every opposition, challenging the integrity of our nation. They failed to tell the world that I was asking for a referendum. IPOB was asking for a referendum. Do you know the irony of the whole thing and the beauty of consistency is that eventually people come round to your position. After many years, because of this referendum, they came to kill us, not once, not 2 times, not 3 times. But today, the people that sent soldiers to my house to kill me are today saying the same thing, that they too want referendum. Isn't that very funny? Isn't that very ironic? When we started, they said, oh, what are they asking for? We don't even... This was the same people, Garba Shehu, because he's one of them. He's a terrorist, of course he is, although he's a press secretary or whatever, senior assistant to Yusuf Mohammed, Aisha Buhari's boyfriend. He said, we don't know what they're asking for. We don't even know what they want. I am telling Garba Shehu tonight, I'm telling the whole of Arewa, including Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir of KANU, all the rest of them, all this Janjaweed, I'm telling all of you put together that what we are asking for is something that Arewa Consultative Forum have asked for. And isn't it very ironic? I don't subscribe to the position of Ohanese. I don't. Restructuring is rubbish. I don't subscribe to the position of Afeni Ferre, though I respect them very much. I don't subscribe to the position of Pandev or Middle Belt Forum. I don't. I believe in for the first time, I believe in what Arewa Consultative Forum said, because that will solve all the problems. Let there be a referendum. But of course, it's just mere words. Just mere words. They will just say it, just they mouth it. It doesn't mean that they mean it. They don't mean it. Of course, they are not serious. They just open their mouth and they say it. They are not serious at all. Because if they are, they should push for it. And that is what everybody should be asking for. Not restructuring. Anybody asking for restructuring has something to gain from Nigeria. They are benefiting, their children are benefiting. That is the only reason why. People, why don't you ask the people what they want? I am a Democrat. If tomorrow people go and vote and say, oh, I want to remain as part of one Nigeria, oh, bye-bye, oh, well and good. I will never bother anybody. Why don't we allow the people to decide? Now, Arewa Consultative Forum has come round to the position of IPOB. The same position that led Arewa, what's his name again? Is it, what's that, one of those glorified Alamajiri? What's their name again? It says, in second, every time the Second Republic lawmaker. What's his name? Somebody should give me his name. There are 2 of them in the north. They're always talking rubbish from Arewa Consultative Forum. Was it Northern Elders Forum? I don't know what it is. You know them. Is it Tanko Yakasai and the other one? Two of them. Have you seen where they have come to? I want to let Tanko, all those people talking rubbish against IPOB from the north. I want you to hear what ACF said. Arewa Consultative Forum. We can have a referendum on whether we want Nigeria's continued existence. We don't have to go to war. Are you hearing from Arewa? Arewa Consultative Forum. These are the people that Britain gave Nigeria to. I don't know if people can understand what I'm saying. The people that Britain handed Nigeria to are now saying that let us have a referendum. Which people made it possible? IPOB. Indigenous people of Biafra. Consistency and resoluteness. After killing us because of the same referendum, after shooting us dead every time, incarceration, imprisonment, they have now come round to say we want a referendum, the same thing we asked for in the beginning. And for the very first time, Wood actually stood up and said, yes, IPOB has been. I was shocked when I read it. Let me see if I can go through and see where. In fact, those are the things they said. The particular one that had that Wood made that very comment will be published very, very shortly. You publish very shortly. But Arewa Consultative Forum gave a press statement or interview, so to speak, and said they now believe in referendum. The same thing we have been campaigning for. The same thing we've been asking for. The same thing that led to the death of many people. They killed us because of referendum. Now they have agreed that there should be a referendum. Arewa Consultative Forum. That tells you that we have turned things around. Because the zoo is very bad. Their former vice president is Atiku Abubakar. He issued a statement saying that the zoo, Nigeria, is in dire need of healing. Everybody acknowledges that there's something wrong. Atiku himself is Arewa, is Fulani. In fact, and for even those shouting for their Igbo presidency, you know that Atiku is coming out again, and that's is bye-bye to all of you, isn't it? All of you, like Dave Umahi, sabotaging our effort. Dave Umahi organizing some people and calling Nation newspaper to go and photograph them, saying, Ebonyi flopped. I'm laughing at them. The same Ebonyi that we have evidence everywhere that people obeyed. You went and paid some people and gathered them in a market. You paid them money, gathered them in a market. And I feel sorry for those people. I feel sorry for them. Because they are the ones that their villages are being attacked. You're the ones that your mothers are being cut into pieces. Under the watch of Umahi, and he has done nothing. Umahi has done nothing to protect any of you. He will pay you money to come out and open your shop in one place. You congregate. He will call media people, Lagos-based media, to come and photograph you, saying, it is, if not for the love that I have for our people, for Biafra, I will allow Miyetti Allah to overrun the whole of Ebonyi State. To give as an example, to teach you people a lesson. I don't know how I can't even understand the way some of you behave. I don't understand it. Somebody will come and give you money. When Miyetti Allah comes, when Fulani terrorists comes, when all these people, headsmen, they come and they are killing you and raping you in the farm, will Umahi be there to save you? You start calling IPOB, saying, they are here, come and help us. Why can't you people reason for once? What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? This is an absolute shame, an absolute disgrace. Atiku is saying that things are bad. And he said, I am appealing to separatist groups to lay down their arms in the interest of the nation. Which stupid nation, I ask Atiku? The one you joined in 1961? Which nation, I'm asking Atiku? Is it the one that Adamawa joined in 1961 as a result of referendum? Is it the one you're saying, I should lay down my arms? I don't have any arms. All I have is the truth that Chukwu Okike Abiama gave us, that we must preach. That's what we are doing. Why are you appealing? They said he also said force alone wasn't enough to defeat separatist agitations in Nigeria, and then the government should you have killed us at some point. They stop us. If you know that black people they are not educated, they are not well read, they are foolish. Go through history from day one till now. The more you kill people who want freedom, the more you make their recruitment easier. Go and check through history. If you think that because Ojukwu stopped in 1970 and said we shouldn't go into the bush to go and fight, because of that, if you kill, somehow we'll stop. You don't know who we are. You have no idea who we are. You don't know how prepared we are. This war, if you want it, can last 1 billion years if you want. One thing is certain. Biafra will emerge at the end of it. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how many you kill. And moreover, you cannot kill something you cannot see. As I said to our people, very soon, mark it somewhere, very soon. You see that CNN that has been avoiding that Biafran flag, very soon. They will be using it as their headline every morning. Don't worry, you see what's going to happen very soon. You will see it. Killing us can never stop us. It never. Instead, many more will come out. You are killing us. When Pastor Ingila said, dialogue now, you said no. Who is NNAMDI KANU? That miscreants that is. Now Oduduwa has risen. And very soon Middle Belt will come. And it is over. Game over for the zoo. Fulani, you will have nothing. Fulani, you're going to suffer. You are going to suffer. Your children will ask you what happened. How did you squander this? You will tell them, I was busy forming SARS. I was busy sending Buratai and his army to go and kill them. Go and check throughout history. Hitler killed 6 million Jews, thinking that after killing them, that nothing will happen to him. He didn't know that he was inadvertently setting up the state of Israel to reemerge, as God willed it, in the holy books. If you don't know, go and read Leon Oris's Exodus. You will say it. Precise prediction. So rather than killing Jews and making them subservient to Germans or to the white supremacist Aryan race, as he called them, the most strongest nation on the face of the earth emerged in 1948 as a result of the killing of innocent people. Now, I want Fulani to understand something. Anytime you go about killing innocent people, rather than make them submit to your will, it hardens them. The reason why you conquered Hausa was because Hausa people betrayed their own kings. It was Hausa people that betrayed themselves. That is the difference. If you think that you can come to our land and use your intimidation, you use SARS, you use army, you use police, you're everywhere, you're camping in front of my house with armored personnel carrier, all these idiot, stupid stunts you're pulling. The day we are very serious, that armored carrier, you will not see it anymore. And I want to let you understand, to go through history. You may have subdued the Gbagi people, you may have subdued the Nupe people, you may have succeeded in forcibly converting a people from Igala into Islam. In our land, it's not going to happen. In Biafra land, it can never, ever happen. I want Fulani to understand this. This thing that they have started will last forever and ever. And we're going to show them. You will see. Very, very soon. So I think you stop appealing to us, appealing to separatist groups. Are you going to appeal to me? Are you going to appeal to Yoruba One Voice or Yoruba World Congress? Who are you going to appeal to? People are coming, they are fed up. Everybody's fed up. Nobody in their right mind is in support of the zoo. Everybody is fed up. So I think you stop. I know he's talking to IPOB. He's appealing to them to lay down their arms. Taking up arms against Nigerian state will do more harm than good. But Nigerian state, the boy that SARS killed, did he take up any arms? If you don't take up arms, they will kill you. That is the thing. They tell you, oh, don't take up arms. So they will keep subjugating you. They will keep suppressing you. They will keep colonizing you. They will keep insulting you. They will keep reducing you to nothing. Until you rise up to... Remember what I said initially. Power doesn't concede easily. You have to force it to concede. Or else it will keep messing you up. That is something that people must understand. That is something we must understand. We are live and we are direct. The time now is coming up. I think it's 18 minutes. 18 minutes to 9 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. And by the same number of minutes to the top of the hour. I can call on those who have taken up arms against Nigeria to have a rethink. I think he's talking about Boko Haram. Whatever differences they may have with the rest of Nigeria, whether religious, ethnic, or political, terror, violence, and separatism are not the way forward. What is the way forward? Atiku, your people were asked in 1961, you became a Nigerian. Your people were asked in 1961, do you want to be Nigeria or Cameroon? You chose Nigeria. So what is your problem? Your relatives are in Cameroon. You have something far more in common with Adamawa people in Cameroon than you have with me. Why don't you look for your own flesh and blood in Cameroon? Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's the oil and gas we have in Biafra land. And the need to fulfill the very marvelous work that Ottoman Danfodio started, which is to colonize everybody in the zoo and to make Nigeria the home of Fulani people all over the Sahel. That is what you want to do, and we know, and we're not going to allow it. We cannot allow it. It is not possible. We are going to fight to the very last person. We are going to fight with our courage and the truth that we possess. That truth is that Nigeria is a fraud. Nigerians are fraudsters. Nigerians are blind. They are foolish. They don't know what they want. A republic with His Royal Highness. Are you people not insane? Are you not mad? How can you have a republic with His Royal Highness? You have the Lamido of Adamawa, His Royal Highness, in a republic. Who taught you that rubbish? From where did all this nonsense come from? Because they are not properly educated, they're not properly refined. These people are not cultured, they're not tutored properly. All they do is have a certificate as Ambodo. Now, I've been in a waving certificate. I have PhD, I have SSD, I have BHF. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. They're intellectuals, they're professors, they are in a zoo claiming to be a republic, whereas they have their royal highnesses. How absurd can that be? So, with all due respect, please. He said in Ireland, in Israel, and the Balkans, such groups have seen the wisdom in giving up armed struggle. And I want to correct you, please. Atiku Abubakar, in Ireland, they fought the British. The Irish fought the British before Britain allowed them to have independence. They took up arms, for your information. In Israel, Israel had to fight in 1948 for the state of Israel to be established. So whoever does your research for you, when next they want to go and do a research, please get people who are learned. Get people who actually went to school. I don't know who you got to do your research for you. You mentioned Ireland, Israel, and the Balkans. The Balkans you are talking about is Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia was cut into pieces. Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia, what is it again? Macedonia. Serbia came from there as well, and Montenegro. Don't you know all of that? You're telling me about such groups have seen wisdom. But you didn't hear when Bosnia was fighting Serbia? You didn't hear about the Srebrenica massacre as a result of the war? You didn't hear about the shelling of Sarajevo? You didn't hear? Who did these people actually employ? Who are these people? Who do you actually employ to do your research for you? Unbelievable. But anyway, I think you want to say we cannot defeat separatist groups by force of arms alone. We can only defeat separatism by making all Nigerians feel they belong. Now things are happening. You know all those, I remember in those days, excuse me. I remember in those days when the hotelier, the hotel builder, the mic merchandise of Biafra agitation, when they had a meeting with Al Mustafa and all the rest of them. They said they were doing a collaboration with our Yoruba brothers, and they signed up to one Nigeria. We have now formed our own alliance with our Oduduwa brethren, and the zoo is vibrating. Now the world knows who is real and who is fake. Very simple, isn't it? Very, very simple. That's how you judge people who are effective and those who are not. Now everywhere is vibrating. Because we have made it abundantly clear. We are not going back. We are not going back, not 1 inch. We must divide. After dividing, then bring that thing that you want us to discuss about unity. Then everybody with clear eyes can now discuss unity. But before you discuss any unity, there must be division first. And that division is going to happen whether they like it or not. And as I said to Fulani, by the time this war is over, you will lose Sokoto. You won't be there. They will write it down on a piece of paper. By the time this battle is over, you will lose Sokoto. You will not be there. Gobe will be returned to Hausa people, if at all they have the courage or the conviction to be able to fight for what belongs to them. Nigeria is not a nation. Atiku said, as a nation, we asserted our independence. You have no nation. Nigeria is not a nation. You have no independence. What you have is flag independence. The name Nigeria, you don't know. It doesn't even exist in Fulbe language. It doesn't exist. So Nigeria is a British creation, not created by black people. We should stop being foolish and deceiving ourselves, talking about nationalism and Nigeria. Nigeria is an exclusive product of the British. Has nothing to do with black people. Anybody trying to claim ownership of Nigeria is an animal. Because those that created the zoo, that was what they had in mind. That is why we call it a zoological republic. That was what they have in mind. There will be no healing in Nigeria. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Until we go our separate ways. We must go our separate ways first. Then if you start doing your healing, if at all that is what you want to do. But for us, we are not interested. We are not interested. And the Fulani is the thing, they're very clever. They have gone to Duduwa. Remember here in Biafra land, they have, what's it called again? They had Reni Pub. And I said, oh, they have divided. There are factions in IPOB. And I said over my dead body, there can never be any. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We swallow our enemies alive. Nobody can dare try it. They have gone to Yoruba land. Muslim students reject to Duduwa Republic. These are people groomed by Sokoto Caliphate. I warned them in the beginning. I warned my Yoruba brethren in the beginning. The problem you will have will be Yoruba Muslims. That is the problem you will have. But I thank God in heaven that today there are Yoruba people who are Muslims who are championing the separation of Oduduwa land from the Zoological Republic. They went and raised those who are loyal to them. Muslim students reject Oduduwa Republic. What they want to do is that they want to start a religious war in Yoruba land. They Fulani think that very clever, but they don't know how foolish they are. Fulani, you have forgotten that Yoruba people they went to school, they are learned. By saying Muslim students reject Oduduwa Republic, what they want to do is to stoke the embers of religious intolerance. Yorubas have been doing very well. They don't have any of these stupid problems they have in the north. Christians and Muslims coexist side by side for centuries, no problem. Do you see the way Fulani behaves? Do you see how they reason? Now, bringing Fulani Muslim students to reject Oduduwa Republic means what they're saying is if you're a Muslim, you must rise up. After all, the Sultan of Sokoto is your spiritual leader, and he wants one Nigeria. Now go and do your work in Yoruba land. They call them. These are fake groups that they raised. They gave them some money. Gave them cash to be talking rubbish. And that is exactly what they're doing. People from the south, as I said before, people from the south, that is the way they behave. They are easy to manipulate, easy to convince. And when I look at the people who are manipulating them, when I look at the people who are convincing them, Janjaweed, people driving cattle from place to place, I get very, very disappointed. They don't know that before they came to this, the Oduduwa agitators have factored this in long time ago. We knew this was a card they are going to play. They will play it. In our place, we have the Fulefus. They promise them presidency. And they'll be shouting, President, it's our turn. We want one Nigeria. Everybody can. Rubbish. And we ask them to learn from us. Anybody who does not support Oduduwa, you banish that person, regardless of who they are. Banish them. Over time, you win this debate against them, as we have done in Biafra land. You win it. As we have done in Biafra land. They have all manner of people that they have raised, wanting to use them to destabilize Yoruba land, but they're not going to succeed. They're not going to succeed. And look at the people. These are the people. Remember, only a few days ago, I was telling you about how they appointed chief judges from the north. People who don't go to school, they're on quota system. They appoint chief judges from the north. And do you know the funniest thing is that they have now gone, maybe they have seen Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, angling to become the new World Trade Organization president or chairperson or whatever they call it. You know what they have done? The same Asorok, Aisha Buhari and her boyfriend, they nominated Fulani man, Ishak Bello, to go and become an ICC, to go to ICC, maybe to rubbish all the cases against Nigeria there. They want to be part of it. That's what they do. That's what Britain always advised them to do. If you want to be effective at lobbying, the best thing to do is to get your people to belong to those organizations that may give you headache. And one of them is ICC. Our case is there. The Shia, they have a case there as well, and many other people. And you know what Nigeria did? Nigeria now nominated somebody called Ishak Bello to go and be part of ICC. So to, of course, make the case files disappear as they do in the zoo. Now, I want to tell you what happened. He's a Fulani, he's from the north. They want to try us because Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala said people are doing very well. We are being voted in as mayors. We are doing very well. Vice Chancellor. You know them. That is why envy is not good. Envy, jealousy is not good. Because they have seen how successful people from the south are. They decided to push somebody from the north to go to ICC. And I'm now going to tell you what happened. Listen carefully, please. Justice Ishak is a justice. Ishak Bello, the only Nigerian nominated for election to the International Criminal Court in 2020, may have fluffed the country's chances after a poor performance in the assessment. They brought a Fulani man. They took him to ICC in The Hague to go and do assessment. They called him and they said, come. He came. They asked him to sit down and he sat down. They asked him, what is your name? He said, Ishak Bello. And they asked him, do you know why you're here? He said he's come to interview. He wants to be a part of the International Criminal Court, the jury, the panel of judges that they have. They now said to him, is that all? He said yes. They now gave him a piece of paper. And they gave him a test, aptitude test. And he came last. Of all the judges in the whole world that was interviewed, he came last. He didn't write anything. But he is a Justice Ishak Bello. These are the people that rig elections. These are the people that aeroplane turner put in place to be able to bend the law. These are people that went to Sharia school. They came out and they became justices. They went to where there is no bribe, where everybody has to write, where everybody needs to do the assessment. He did the assessment and he failed. And he came last. And he's a Nigerian. He's from the north. He wants to be like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. He thinks he was rejected. Please look for the news and publish it. Look, the headline is Nigerian nominee Ishak Bello ranked low amongst 20 contenders for ICC job. He came last. Zoological Republic. He is a justice. Quota education. A justice, he went to Sharia school. These are the people that are pointing to the positions of justices of the Supreme Court without anybody from Biafra land. Nobody from Biafra land. No, nobody. These are justices. He came last. Obru class Nishi, because they saw Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala waxing very strong. They have heard about people from. He went to where there are genuine justices, where there are judges, men of the jury, men of law, and he came last. Zoological. Please look for the news and publish it. Nigeria's nominee Ishak Bello ranked low amongst 20 contenders. You know, only 20. He came last. Last. These are the justices you have in Nigeria. This is the country that Atiku wants me to belong. This is it. Quota judge. Have you seen it? These people are, look at the disgrace is that when they are writing now and laughing, they'll say, I interviewed this chap from Nigeria and he came last. And you go and you present your passport as a Nigerian and they're looking at you like the monkey that you are. Looking at you like a moron, like an idiot you are, because the person you call a justice in your country came last in an assessment. Came last. Janjaweed. That is what they have done to your brains. Very, very sad indeed. And in the zoo, there is something, there's a photo news, of course, they have his bar. You claim you're in one country. I'm saying this because of Pastor Adeboye that said, let us bring a bit of Britain and a bit of America and merge it together and create something uniquely Nigerian. And I'm asking him, what is unique about somebody? As you are right now, some of you who are young, I'm not young anymore. I'm losing my hair, as a matter of fact, because of my age. Now, I want people, and of course, worry and stress about Biafra. I want you to cut your hair afro like as they used to do in those days. Cut your hair style and go to KANU. Somebody will catch you on the streets of KANU and shave your head off. Hizbah police, Islamic police. You claim you are a republic. You claim you are a secular country. Secular, that is the word, secular country. And in KANU, if you have your hairstyle or if you're wearing punk, they'll cut your hair for you in public. And you are in one Nigeria. And this is the country you pray for every blessed day. This is the country that you're claiming you're praying to become better. I want to ask you, what ingredients is your stupidity made up of? What ingredients goes into the making of your stupidity, I ask you? You are in a country. This same thing cannot happen. Imagine right now, Wete, or, Chanja, or in area you just catch somebody's son or daughter and you shave their head. They ask you, you say, I'm shaving it because it doesn't comply with the book of Ecclesiastes. Does that make any sense to you? That's what they're doing in the north, telling you it doesn't conform to Islam. But you are in the same country. And people are praying for this country to be one. And I'm asking you, what type of stupidity inhabits your brain? I ask you. What type of stupidity does your brain contain? The pictures are there, please. I want it to be posted as well. They are cutting their hair. I don't like your mode of dressing. Even those in tricycle with pictures and they bag or you decorating it, they say no, you can't have it. In a country that claims to be secular, in a country that claims to be one Nigeria, you can see that you are not the same. That was what I was trying to explain to Pastor Deboye, that we have irreconcilable mindset. Even forget about value system, forget about political structure, orientation, forget about anything to do with social affinity. No, not at all. Even the way we reason is not the same. It is not the same. How can you make a nation out of diverse people that can never, ever, ever be one? Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. That is something that you must understand. These are the things that are going on. And they said that Buhari, that is Yusuf Mohammed, has performed more than Obasanjo, Yaradua, Jonathan put together. According to Malami, Malami is supposed to be the Attorney General of the Federation. Attorney General, he's supposed to be independent. He is supposed to be, but he's weighing into politics because there is no president. Everybody is the presidency. All the cabal together. Those of them that went and recruited Jubilee before he ran away, and Aisha now brought her boyfriend. Look at them. He is the Attorney General of the Federation, making a political statement, promoting the government of the day, only in the zoo, and you are a republic. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. Very, very sad. The presidency has performed more than Obasanjo, Yaradua. The presidency has performed more than Obasanjo. The presidency has performed more than Obasanjo. The presidency has performed more than Obasanjo. In the forest. The presidency has performed more that the young people are disturbing them and stopping them from camping in the forest. And now Dave Umahi wants to do what Herod did in the Bible, bring out all the male child, all his might, all his power. He's doing all he can to convert our land into a Fulani emirate. And if you know Dave Umahi, tell him it is not going to work. Disgrace and shame shall befall him. Disgrace and shame shall befall Dave Umahi. That shall be his portion, because there is a place they have planned to gather tomorrow. They have planned to gather in Ebonyi. And Dave Umahi is responsible for this. He wants our people to be killed so that the Fulanis can take over. And I have told Miyetti Allah, get away from Ebonyi State. We will not allow you to have Ebonyi State. It's not possible. If you camp in the forest, you will be driven away from there. Dave Umahi, you are not going to be the president of Nigeria, not even the vice, not even ordinary foreign minister. You cannot be. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Dave Umahi, you cannot be. None of you Efulefu governors can be. It is not possible. You sabotage your own people. You brought Operation Python dance, the death of our people. You are not going anywhere. Have that in mind. Put that in your skull. And you cannot give Ebonyi State to Fulani Janjaweed Miyetti Allah. It is not possible. With that, we have come to the end of our program this very day. We thank you very much for listening to us. We shall reconvene, of course, on Wednesday. Chukwukika Biama willing. Because of the work we are doing, everybody has now woken up. Everybody is now live and awake. Even Facebook, they have given up. They have suppressed us to 5.9. Now we have gone back to 7.4. That is the way it is. Because they understand how relentless we are, how resolute we are, how determined we are, how unstoppable we are. Do you know the reason why we are the way we are? We are this way because Biafra is our religion. And here on radio, Biafra is where we worship, because Elohim Chukwukika Biama Premihenina is our God. From the bottom of my heart, with every love that I can muster, from me, from here, good evening.
another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 NNAMDI KANU is another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 NNAMDI KANU is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 NNAMDI is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 NNAMDI KANU is another Savior.
And it is unfortunate that some individuals, some ethnicities in the damnable zoological republic do not understand the game plan of the enemy. That is why we are always grateful to Almighty God in heaven. For the wonderful gift of revelation, discernment, knowledge, and reasoning that he has given to us. This very generation of Biafrans. It doesn't matter what we encounter, what we are going to encounter, ultimately victory is ours. I want our people to understand is that victory is ours. Nobody can take that away from us. Victory is ultimate. Are we going to suffer? Yes. Are they going to kill us? Of course they will. Are we going to kill them? Yes, we will. But eventually we are going to win. We always win. From nothing, look at where we are today by the grace of Almighty God in heaven, not due to anything that we have done or capable of doing. From nothing. This very movement rose from nothing to be the force that it is today all around the world. Thanks to the grace of God Almighty in heaven, we must remain very grateful and give him every glory and adoration, every exaltation, every honor and every glory belongs to God and not to man. We are only here doing the bidding of heaven, that the will of God Almighty may be done in our lives on this very earth as it is in heaven. Our enemies must understand that we are ready for them. No death will go unpunished. And very, very soon, no harassment will go unpunished. I have placed the world on notice that we are not going to tolerate all this garbage again, because we are despised for no reason. We are hated by people that we have served slavishly for centuries. Those that gave us the Bible, those that gave us Christianity, they turned around and are today colluding with Islam to destroy us. Colluding with Islam to destroy us. They don't want us to live. I have said it in secret after in the open. Britain do not want us to live, to survive as a race. They want to exterminate us. And they are using Fulani Janjaweed to do it. But they will never succeed. That we assure them. The order that I've given stands, and it will not be rescinded until Biafra is free. By virtue of what they did on Sunday, we are never ever going to stop until Biafra is completely restored, its full sovereignty restored. We are going to live like free people the way we were before Britain came. Britain is not God. They are not. Admittedly, they are a very progressive, conscientious nation. But unfortunately, they have evil people within them. They are the ones orchestrating this Islamization agenda. They are the ones driving forward this Fulanization, this Wahhabism, this very dangerous jihad. It is them. They are closet Muslims. They are. They want to overrun our land. And we are going to prove to them that God in heaven is with us. For everybody we lose, we will kill 100 of them. And as I've said before, their bodies they will not see. People say I should try and I shouldn't sound violent. I said to hell with all of you. They are killing us. Every blessed day they are killing, they are arresting, they are molesting. Fulani things they can use their terrorism. The same way they defeated Hausa people and conquered them. The same way they crushed the Nupe people. The same way they took part of Yoruba land in Kwara State and destroyed them. The same way they took over Gbagi. The same way they took over Jugu. The same way they destroyed everywhere all the way to northern Igala. They think they can do something to us. I want to prove to them that God, the same God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the same God of Eri is with us. This very generation. We have gone back to who we are. And they cannot defeat us. It doesn't matter how many that come, they will fall on the right, they will fall on the left. And we march on steadily into victory. There is nothing they can do about it. Absolutely nothing. It doesn't matter how much as I told them, I published on my page before I came live on air. Our IPOB community radio app is listened to in 154 countries. That never happened between 67 and 70, never. People don't understand the power of media. They don't know how potent media is. Our minds have been conditioned over the decades. They have fine-tuned our brains over the decade to reason as foolishly as we are doing today. That is why the Janjaweed will have the temerity to come into our land and build their settlements in our forest. When you challenge them, they kill you. In broad daylight, they will come, the army will be firing at people in broad daylight and killing them, and the whole world keeps quiet. Because we have been conditioned to reason that way, but not any longer. Because this very broadcast tonight is being listened to all over the world. I said all over the world. Minimum on our app, 154 countries you can capture. That is only on IPOB Community Radio, not the rest of the platforms. That tells you our reach, our formidability, or should I even say preponderance. It doesn't matter how our enemies disguise themselves. They can issue as much notice as they like. They are Janjaweed, they will always misbehave because they're very foolish. They think because Britain gave them the zoo, Nigeria, they can do whatever they like. They can come out and kill, pillage, rape, and dismember people as at will, and nobody will ask them any questions because Britain gave them Nigeria to do as they please. But they are mistaken. People must understand why we are the way we are. For 50 years, we were very quiet. 50 whole years after the war, we kept quiet, hoping and thinking that things will change, that the world will understand our plight, that they will come around, to the understanding that, oh, these are gentle people, they are peace-loving people. Let us try and redress all the ills and the wrongs that we've done to them. Nobody said anything for 50 years. Instead, they kept subjugating us. They kept oppressing us for half a century. They continued. They did not stop. To repress and oppress to the point whereby, very blatantly in the open, they are doing things and saying to everybody, what can you do? That somebody who they claim was elected into office, died in office. That is the height of impunity. And that is why they are moving and pushing this agenda of Islamization and Janjaweedism. That because the death of Buhari emboldened them. Because Buhari died in office, they can get any idiot and put a mask on his face. Because of that, and all of you swallowed it. That is why that they have the guts and the temerity to be doing what they are doing. They frightened all of you into submission. Luckily for them, they have traitors who are within. Right across the south, even the Middle Belt, they have traitors, well paid and well financed. And they gave birth to rubbish. And we are seeing them today, and I can assure you they can never go. I swear to God in heaven, they can go free. And they know it. Ask the zoo, they will tell you what they're encountering. Even tonight, we will keep hunting. Non-stop until Biafra. I said non-stop until Biafra is restored. I said non-stop. And they know it. The order has been given. It can never, ever be taken back. Now they will understand how serious we are. The world will now know how serious we are. That we've been very patiently, we've been waiting for over 50 years to recognize the injustice. But instead, they are piling more injustice on top of injustice. And you want us to keep quiet? You have to be dreaming. You must be dreaming, I assure you. We must brace ourselves for what is to come. They are moving about all over the place. If you are vulnerable, they will take you and they will kill you. That is the way the Fulanis behave. Because they are terrorists by nature. That is why they have 6 terror groups. Only them, 6 terrorist groups. Only Fulani formed 6 terror groups. To terrorize all of you, to kill you, and to make you submissive to their way of life. And it's not going to happen. Not in Biafra land. They can take anywhere else, but not Biafra land. That is why, for those of you who may be wondering why things are the way they are the way they are because the zoo is evil. The world knows the zoo is evil, but because of the apathetic nature of a black man, because of the limited reasoning capacity of a black man, because a black man is wayward in his analytical mind, so to speak. That is why things are the way they are. That is why things are the way they are with us. Some of you are in for a shock. Some of you are in for a shock. Because some of you see, as Obasanjo said, when you see what you're not supposed to see and fail to do what you're supposed to do, you will live with the consequences. But because we are black people, we do not understand the gravity of that very comment. He was speaking to us in proverb, or should I say in adage. Very few people could discern what the man was saying. Now listen carefully, please. Governor Matawale enforces immediate use of Islamic calendar in Zamfara schools. Are you listening? Islamic calendar in a secular country, in a place where you pledge allegiance to the state. They are not even introducing, they are forcing Islamic calendar on the people of Zamfara. Which goes to show that we are not the same people. We are not one country and can never be. We are different. These are the things that ordinary a black person, a black man or woman that went to school, ordinary primary school, ought to be able to understand, but they do not know. Ask yourself this question. Why would a governor of a state in a so-called secular country created by a Christian country, mind you, Britain, so to speak, why would they have the effrontery to tell you that in their schools? So it doesn't matter who is in that school. If you're a Christian, if you practice Judaism, if you're a traditionalist, it doesn't matter where you belong. Once you're in Zamfara State, you now have to operate under Islamic calendar. And I want to tell you something. For some of you who are so stupid as to dismiss it, I want you to understand the implications of this very thing that they have done and why we are fighting this good fight to make sure that we are free. Some of you are daft until they slice off your neck. As I said before, I studied the history of slavery. When I was studying the history of slavery, I wasn't interested in who took who, from where, how they were crying, how they were complaining. I was trying to interrogate the reason why we did not fight back. That only 5,000 Europeans can come to Africa and take away nearly 20 million people. I was trying to understand it. I was asking God, did you create them differently? How is it that when we saw these people, we were so frozen that they had to take 20 million of us, and we became slaves for offering free labor for 250 years. Any day you sit down and think about the implications of slavery and the role that fellow black people played in the enslavement of their own kind, their own children, that day you will begin to reason like us. That day you will reason like us. Ask yourself this question. Why was it possible that only 5,000 Europeans, they came to West Africa, they emptied West Africa, and not only that, they now turned around to tell us who should be in the same country with us? If that is not owning somebody, I don't know what I say. In fact, the creation of states in Africa like Nigeria is confirmation that a black man is inferior to a white man, take it anywhere. Because you cannot go. You can never ever go to Europe and do the same thing. You can't. They will kill you there. Look at slavery and why slavery became possible. Then you look at the suffering of black people, you understand why the zoo is the way it is. You will understand why a minority group, an ethnic group that is in the minority, they are not indigenous to Nigeria. They are not. They came from somewhere else. They are not the original owners of the land. Ask yourself, how is it that people who are not the least educated, they move cattle from place to place? By moving cattle from place to place, they are able to conquer those with PhD. Ask yourself that question. That way, you will understand the way that a black man reasons in that part of the world. How is it possible that people that came from Futajalon, or moving only cattle, were able to overrun advanced civilizations? Because by the time the Fulanis came to take Hausa land from them, and renamed Gobert to Sokoto, for Hausa civilization was centuries ahead of every other in West Africa. Great empires were built. The Songhai, the Krenenbron, great empires were built. Ask yourself, how is it possible that people that built empires, people that were manufacturing guns nearly 300 years ago, how was it possible that they were defeated by people who were driving cattle? Ask yourself that question. That day you will know how foolish a black man is, especially those from West Africa. How other people were there in the Fulanis came with their ordinary cattle. They proceeded to go and create traitors, efulefus within Hausa people. The efulefus, what the efulefu does is like a left jab in boxing. You keep jabbing somebody, preparing them for the correct knockout blow. That's what they did. So the work of a saboteur is to soften the ground for the Janjaweed to come in. They did it to house people with perfection. They succeeded. They succeeded without any issue. You know what they did again? They now convinced Hausa by saying we are Fulani Hausa. They spoke Hausa language. They convinced the foolish Hausa people to now join them in their campaign to conquer others. And that was what happened. They're still doing it till today. And IPOB is saying no. We won't allow it to happen. They are very, very clever. They recruit, they give you, they come to those of you, those of you with long throats, those of you who are avaricious, so to speak. People being ruled by the demon of money making. They come to you. They say, do you want power? Do you want wealth? The same thing that Lucifer can offer anybody. You want power and you want wealth? Yes. Now betray your people. Give them to me to kill. That's what they do. And these Efulefus, you see them, you think they are normal, you think their brains are correct. You see them, they'll be doing the work. What they are doing is to soften your resolve. The Fulani used this trick on the houses and it worked. They went all the way to Yoruba, took a lot from them. It worked. They always look for Efulefus. They always look for traitors within. They plant them. They make them governors. They make them senators. Their job is to make sure that the aims and objectives of the Janjaweed is accomplished. Now you understand it, don't you? Now you understand the way they operate. You understand the way they work. You understand the way their mind operates. That is Fulani Janjaweed for you. That is the way they are. And in this time and age is no different. It is not going to be any different. We are therefore warning our people. If you are a Biafran, you are in DSS, you are in the army, or you are in the police, and they send you to go and attack us somewhere, and you foolishly come because you're one of those, you're one of the idiots they are using. And you think because you're a Biafran, you can be at the front to go and kill your people, I can assure you, you will die. Here's an assurance. You are going to die. And forget all these things. You see them driving around in the afternoon, driving through market squares and going to my village and perambulating. I say, come out at night and do the same thing. That thing you're doing during the day is rubbish. Come out if your power, if you feel your army, your police, you have power and you have might, come in the night and do the same thing. And see what will happen to you. They think they're clever, but we are more clever than they are. We are far infinitely more clever than they will ever be. Today, tomorrow, and forever. We are warning them, and they must understand it. In Zamfara schools, they are operating Islamic calendar in a secular country. And some of you all interested is who is going to rig election for us. When it's done of my village. And sometimes I don't want to speak against the spirit, but I do ask God, why did you put me amongst these people who cannot reason very well? Of all the places in the world I could come to as a human being, you put me within, surrounded by people who cannot reason, by ethnic groups who are being obliterated, they don't know it. People who are dying, they don't know that their death is being caused by their, should I say, by them belonging to this contraption that the British created. You don't have to be Einstein to understand that. You don't have to be. If you tell me how you can be in a country, anywhere in the world, and one day a governor of a state wakes up and says, oh, from today, you're going to operate on the Christian calendar. Would that happen in the USA? Would that happen in the US? Or anywhere else that people are civilized? Will that ever happen? Will it happen in South Africa? Even ordinary Ghana. Will it happen in Ghana? The answer is no. Because you people, you don't listen. All you're interested is contract. How do I make money? You forget that these people, they operate like the devil. They are giving you something they know you want because they want your life and they will take it from you. You don't know that? Zamfara State Governor Honorable Bello Mohammed Matawale has ordered the immediate use of Islamic calendars in primary, secondary, and the universities across the state. Universities as well. Universities across the state. And you're telling me you're in one Nigeria, you're in one Nigeria. You keep lying to yourselves. All of you know that the zoo is unworkable. You know that because of your avaricious nature, because you want money, because you're poor, because you're desperate, you will do anything for money, you will do anything to go and build houses in your village. Because of that, you sell your soul and your conscience. You are working for Fulani, you don't know it. As BBC Igbo is. BBC Igbo is working for Fulani. Only an idiot cannot say it. I warned you 4 years ago. I told you that people asked us, oh, why do you do what you do? We said, we are always on the offensive. Because one day BBC will come. Any of you who can remember, I told you that there will come a time when BBC will come. And that time has come. And they have revealed themselves, who they are. Unless you are intelligent, you won't know that BBC was working for Fulani. You can never tell, unless you have brain. People travel to overseas. They say, let's go. I got admission to go to Civil Aviation Institute in Florida to go and become a pilot. To go and become a pilot. My father said no, because then he was very, very much okay. He said no, that the fees are too cheap. Somebody said to my father, only those who plan to travel abroad are those who are not educated, those who couldn't pass JAMB and WAEC. I want to tell you something. I wanted to go to US. I had my admission to go and study to become a pilot. One day, something occurred to me. And I told her, I said to my father, I'm no longer going. Since you want me to prove to you how intelligent I am, I'm going to go to the best university you have around, which is UNM, Nsukka. And I did. I entered Nsukka. And after a while, I said to my father, I now want to go to Britain. My father said, why do you want to go to England? I said, because that is where our problem started from. I want to understand how these people, a few of them, they were not even up to 50. They came down, they went to Ghana. They recruited black people from Ghana to come and help them conquer their fellow black people in Badagry. I said to my father, I want to go there to understand the way they reason. That was why I went to England to go and study. And today we know. You have to be a fool not to understand what BBC is doing. You have to be a complete idiot not to know their game plan. One day they'll bring somebody like Abaribe, somebody they know we all respect, revere, and love very much. And another they'll go and bring one Efulefu working for Fulani. That is what they do. You don't know them, that is what they do. It is their job. It takes people who can reason to understand this. Your senses you have to be switched on for you to know their game plan. That their plan is to overrun us. Their plan, the plan of BBC and all the rest of them, is to help, as they did during the war, as they did between 67 and 70, is to help them to overrun us. As they did, the reason why they set up Willing Commission was to weaken us, to divide us, to create Niger Delta. You go back in history, you will see their pattern of divide and rule and destruction. And then you will understand it very well. But we are saying this to them today, that we are better dead than alive. Instead of us to remain in the zoo called Nigeria, they better kill all of us. They have to kill all of us because we can never belong to Nigeria. It is impossible. We can never do it. We have started and there's no going back. There is no going back. Not today, not tomorrow. People talk about, our people, they don't have access to proper education. That is the problem that an average Nigerian has. They have no proper access to decent, qualitative education. They will understand it. For them to understand what we are doing, go and read the history of freedom fighting and of liberation movement all over the world. Go and study it from top to bottom. They always start with the ragtag army, from Chairman Mao to, should I say, from Washington to Chairman Mao to Fidel Castro, to all of them. They always start that way. But when this glory and victory comes, Then we can sit back and rewrite history, if we choose to do. In the zoo called Nigeria, a governor came out single-handedly, introduced Islamic rule in Zamfara. In a so-called secular and an idiot is standing up somewhere and talking about Nigeria. Let us work together for Nigeria. I don't understand the planet. These are the people planted by the Janjaweed. These are the same people. Their type was the reason why Hausa land fell. Their type was the reason why Wadi fell. Their type was the reason why TV fell. Their type is the reason why Jukun. All of these places collapsed to cattle headers in the national man, cattle rearers, stark illiterates. Go and look at our news during the war. If you want to know how evil BBC is, go and look at our news during the war. Analyze BBC coverage of Biafran war. You will shed tears. You will know they are evil. They were the ones that came and said, 1 million people died of starvation. They never gave the accurate figures of those that died during the war. As to be near over 5 million people died as a result of British wickedness. Britain said there should be no supply of arms to either side. Don't sell arms to Biafra, don't sell arms to Nigeria. But Britain went behind our back, went to Russia, negotiated with Russia so that Russia can supply arms to Nigeria. Are you aware of that? Look at the map of Nigeria. Have you ever seen, if you bring any country in the world and you want to do north, south, east, and west, you divide it equally? Do you know that Britain helped Fulani to the extent whereby into our own land today, there are 3 local governments in Benue. 3 local governments in Benue, they are Igbo people. Conk Igbo, they speak Igbo language, but today they are part of Fulani North. Are you aware of that? This is, people say, oh, but, when they used to accuse us of being disrespectful to elders, and I ask them, you are an elder, you claim you have PhD, you studied in Oxford, Cambridge, everywhere else. How come you allowed 3 local governments from your land to be given to Janjaweed for free in Benue? Nobody can answer that question till today. That was what we said. They don't know what they're doing. They don't love our people. They claim they do, but they don't. The reason why they do what they do is just to get money from Janjaweed, to build upstairs, to answer minister, to answer this, honorable and excellency. That is all. The love of the people is not in their heart. They never loved our people. If I lived in their time, do you think I will allow our land to be balkanized? Do you think I will allow any stupid commission to draw boundary? What they do is that when they come to your state, as they have now done to Mahi, they say, make Ebonyi state Islamic state, we'll give you presidency. And the idiot is busy making it an Islamic state. Very busy, trying all he can to make it. He made an announcement today that only if we see any children driving cattle in Ebonyi state, you will be arrested. How about the adults with AK-47? This is how they get into our people. And I expect somebody as learned, a man that I used to respect. So people should be learned enough to understand when their land is under danger of occupation. Because the only thing that will stop the Fulani Janjaweed is Atlantic Ocean. And now, of course, IPOB. And now IPOB, and they know it very well. Are we, some idiots come and they write, show us arms. Show us the army. If you want to know if we have anything or not, ask the zoo army and DSS. Ask them how they're getting it. Then they're the ones to tell you, not me. Because anything I say live on air will be used against me. And of course, you know that. Ask them why they're doing their gra show in the afternoon, not at night. Forget all that nonsense siren in the afternoon, making noise. Come out at night. And we'll show you who we are. Mad people everywhere. A governor has made you so if your child is in Zamfara, let's say they transfer you to Zamfara, all of a sudden your child will now start operating under Islamic calendar. And the fools that some of you are, you come out and say, oh, one Nigeria, Nigeria, let's work for Nigeria. And anyway, the same way that some of your ancestors said, don't stop slavery because you're making money out of it. Never you dare stop slavery. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. A black man and a black mind is self-destructive. Self-destructive. And I'm very, very happy that Pastor Chris Oyakilome at last that is to tell you the depth and the importance of our broadcast. When we make our broadcast, people sometimes they it's too outlandish, too outrageous. But when you go back and you sit down and you reason, you come to the same conclusion that we have come to. Because we see things that ordinary human beings cannot see. Way before they see it. Pastor Chris Oyakilome is not saying something that I've been saying all this while. He listened to our broadcast, he went and did his research, he found out it's the truth. And very few black people can do that. Very few black people can come out and say, yes, what those people are saying is the truth, and I'll follow them. Somebody left their land, came and named you black, which means everything ugly and black under the sun. And I read a comment, somebody challenging Pastor Chris Oyakilome, saying, you don't say that, I'm black. You know, when you see a baboon, when you see a black monkey, when you see a monkey, an African that is so backward in his reasoning, you wonder, did God waste his time creating such an evil person? Did you name yourself black? A white man named you black. Why did they name you black? Because they say you don't like light. You are backwards. You are evil. There is no light where you are. And you're fighting. I say, oh, I'm black. Don't say that I'm black. Because over the years, you have been conditioned to reason like the idiot you are. That is why, despite all your... Ask yourself this question. I started by, when I left UNN and went back home and I said to my father, you must send me to England. My father said, why? I said, how can I be in a university? Reading geography. I don't know what an igneous rock looks like. For one day, I never went for a field trip. Everything is theory, on paper, in class, showing you diagrams. I said to my father, what sort of nonsense is that? A university is meant to be a place where you will go to and you will see everything, you will learn everything, they radicalize you, you think like you question everything. At the university, you see people, oh, sir, they're answering professor, sir. I went to a university, my supervising professor was Dr. James Chiriakandat. I used to call him James. If you call him Dr. Chiriakandat, he'll tell you, no, don't call me doctor, call me James. That's how close we were. My supervisor of my project, I can never forget. This is where they teach you to reason, to learn. The most important thing the white man never taught African people is how to reason and to reason critically. How to reason. Yeah, I was shocked when I saw Pastor Chris's video. I was flabbergasted. I said, what? Yes, exactly what I had lectured on Radio Biafra. He did his own research. He even brought out other points that I never knew concerning this name, black, that they gave to you, and you're answering with pride. Typical black people. And now in Zamfara is Islamic State. Now, if a governor, let's say for instance one governor, let's say we can now, we have to come out to say every school in River State will now operate under a Christian calendar. They will call for his head immediately. But they are doing it in the north, and nobody is talking. In other words, the zoo has been divided already. You are operating a multi-system sham, not even democracy. That's what you have. And only IPOB has the mind, the presence of mind to challenge and to bring your stupidity before your eyes so you can see properly. Do you know why we are different? You know, sometimes, all the time, we lament when, all these forces of darkness converge against us. But we don't stop there. We know that if we rely on zoo newspapers to carry our news, we'll be dead like Masop is. Or should I say Bim, not Masop, Bim. They relied on people to carry their news for them. I want you to understand the reason why we preach regularly on the inconsiderate. After all, you go, the same Bible that you have, go and bring out your Bible. Every Sunday, before you were born, your ancestors were, I wouldn't say ancestors, your great-grandfathers were going to church with the same Bible. Pastors have been preaching from the same Bible every Sunday, and then after about 20 years ago, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the same Bible. They preach it every blessed week. You still go to church. You're not tired. Are you tired? Because they want you to learn. When you go to school, you start from kindergarten. Maybe you do it for about 2 years, from the age of 4 to the age of 6. And then from the age of 6 to the age of 12, you are in primary school. From the age of 12 to the age of 18, O-levels and A-levels. You're still learning. Until you're in your mid-20s, you're investing, you are still learning. For nearly 20-something years, you're learning. But somebody wants to listen to Radio Biafra for 2-3 days and then tell you, oh, please, give us arms, let's go to war. So we can build another useless black African country. Then you're insane. That is why we educate you. That's why we lecture you. That is why we tutor you. That is why we enlighten you, so that your brains can be open so you can understand. People say, oh, he insults people. Why wouldn't I insult you if you're foolish? Why wouldn't I insult you if you are hopeless? I ask. If you're foolish, of course, you'd insult it. Do you think there are people who are going to sugarcoat what we say so you feel better? So you feel better? I want to know what is happening. They said the app goes and comes back. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, that it goes and comes back. I want to know precisely what is happening. Say it goes and it comes. I don't know what is happening. I have no idea. But from here, all our systems are go. It is absolutely fine. You refresh your system, you turn off your phone perhaps and reboot your phone. It should be okay. I am not getting any complaints. I am not getting any other complaints, so I believe that the app is okay. Which is IPOB Community Radio. Now, to tell you how clever Fulani people are, they think that, it's Britain that is giving them all the brain. They think they are clever. They think they are very smart. What they want to do is to subdue everybody, so that what they do is that the army and the police is the advanced party of the Janjaweed, Boko Haram, the advanced party of ISIS in West Africa. That is what they do. The police and the army you see every day is to soften you up. The real army of darkness is coming behind them. It's coming behind them. Remember Jos. Some of you don't know the history of Jos. Go and study Jos very well. It took them many years to subdue Jos. I think it's the Biron people. They have been subdued. Now they're going to get an emir in Jos. That is the way they work. They spend years, Fulani is very patient, they spend years putting pressure on you, direct and indirect pressure. In the meantime, they'll be rigging election. They'll be influencing who is your PG, who will emerge your social cultural leader, who is your governor, who is your senator. But at a particular time, every of your senator, every governor, as they have done now, in the whole of Biafra land, with the exception of Wike, every governor in your land, and of course, Udo Emmanuel, who is doing very well in Akwa Ibom, with the exception of those people, every other person is in their pocket. If you talk, they say, we'll remove you. And you start panicking. And for you to stay in power, remain relevant, to be answering excellency, and be controlling billions of naira, worthless naira, you do anything they ask you to do. Anything. That is why people are killed. Innocent people are killed. None of the governors ever rose up to condemn what happened. They cannot speak. That tells you who their master is. But Ihejirika was bombing Boko Haram, a certified terrorist group, killing, bombing, and maiming people all over the place in the north. Buhari came out and said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the north. Very, very open. They voted for him and he won. But look at the type of politicians you have. With the exception of Abaribe, look at the people you have. They killed their own children in front of their eyes. People that committed no crime. Because how can you promise 7 governors the president at the same time? And they all know they've been promised the same thing, all of them together. And they are now working as much as possible to outdo each other in terms of how they sabotage their own people. And these are the people you want us to respect? You want us to respect people that their own people are being killed and they kept quiet. You want us to respect them. Now you know. If you want to know the difference between a man and a weasel, if you want to know an Abuja-sponsored politician, go and look at all of them. It was only Abaribe that spoke. Only Abaribe that said something sensible. Look at, have they said anything? And these are the people you want us to vote for to become president. You want us to vote for these people who couldn't utter a word when the people were being killed. These are the people you want us to make president. That time, they will tell them, if you want to go for second term, go and kill all of your youth. Go and kill IPOB. They will come and they will do it. You see this slaughter of IPOB family members in Enugu is a two-edged sword. Now, I want you to tell me who amongst all the idiots touting they want to be president, who amongst them is qualified if you cannot speak up against injustice against your own people? You want to be president? Come now, let us see who wants to be president. By then, anyway, Biafra will stand on his own. They are wasting their time. No wonder they're sabotaging it. Somebody, because of your presidential ambition, you don't want Biafra to come. You don't want your people to be free. You want us to be suffering. All because you and your family, you want to answer head of state of Nigeria. Because of that, we must suffer. Because of that, we must continue to endure Fulani Janjaweedism. Because of one man's ambition to be president. And in this case, should I say 7 men? Because they go about, distributing it like a confetti, flying it all over the place. Oh, you want to be president of Nigeria? It's your turn, Igbo man, it's your turn, yes. Because of that, you'll be president, yes. But now, give us a Mietiala settlement in your village. And they willingly they give. They think, oh, there's a way to do it. Oh, you need to be strategic. Strategize what? Are you more intelligent than Azikiwe? Are you more intelligent than Azikiwe? They outmaneuvered him. As learned, as wise as Azikiwe was, they managed to outmaneuver him. Talking of a wretched idiot with a bot degree from somewhere that forgot his boxer shorts in the north. As somebody said, well, perhaps when they are a bit normal, when their backside is a bit normal, they talk sense. Once their backside has been opened up in Katsina and in Sokoto, they start talking rubbish. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Of course, it will not surprise me at all. If our app is under attack and we expect it from them, but in the end, we always prevail. People are listening and they're saying it is fine, that it's okay. That's what I'm hearing. So anybody writing about it is wasting their time, of course. That is Sharia coming, not even Sharia, Islam is coming your way. You see their trick and you see their game. You all see it, but you keep quiet. When IPOB says, oh, go and kill them, and some of you are jumping up and down. You think we will forgive and forget? You've got to be joking. You've got to be dreaming. Because we can never, ever forgive and forget. It is impossible. Absolutely impossible. You must understand that. You must understand that. You must. That's what they're doing. There is security alert in our place, please. Inokon Ako Ohafia in Ohafia LGA. In Ohafia LGA. Yesterday and today, there was a Toyota Camry car with a tinted glass, escorted by 2 army military vans loaded with armed Fulani soldiers, patrolling the village of Okon Ako every morning around 10 o'clock, taking live video and pictures of the environment as they patrol on their convoy. I want our people to know, all of you in Ohafia, to take note of these very people who are perambulating. We also understand that some Ifulefus in Enugu may be responsible going door to door and pointing at homes where people are living. Our people must be very, very careful. They will only come in the afternoon. They cannot come at night, because if they come at night, they know they will never go. They know they can never, ever go. They understand that very, very well. That is why they are doing all they can to make sure they arrest many people in the afternoon. These are murderers and killers. That is why they are terrorists. Anybody you see in army or police uniform is a terrorist. I am warning you now, they are all terrorists, and they must be treated like terrorists. The merchants of terror that they are, that is the treatment that they deserve, and we will not stop in our campaign until the world recognizes that Nigerian army and police are terrorists in uniform. Even worse. Anybody doubting you, go and show them the video of the carnage, because they specialize in killing unarmed civilians. That's what they do. Boko Haram, they run away, they go and look for Chad, they beg Cameroon, they beg Niger, please come and help us. America, give us a helicopter, these are come and help us. When it comes to unarmed civilians, you see them, they are boasting and jumping all over the place. because that is Fulani's motto. The way they operate, they intimidate, they subdue, they terrorize, and they take over our land. That's what they do. But not in Biafra land, they cannot do that. And they know that very, very well. They know that very, very well. The governor of Enugu State, where the massacre of innocent people happened, has been told, he's been told by Abaribe, Senator Abaribe, the only man left standing. The only man left standing. The rest are lily-livered cowards who should have no business with politics. It's our turn. Our presidency, rubbish, spreading their money everywhere, thinking they're going to deceive us again. You are dreaming. All of you are dreaming. It doesn't matter. You take your stupid presidency and put it where the sun doesn't shine. You are all dreaming. If they can kill your people, you cannot speak. You want to come and contest for president. Let us see where you are going to go and do the campaign. Let us see where you do the campaign. Mad people everywhere. Abaribe have told Enugu State Governor to institute a panel of inquiry. If they are going to do it, we do not know. Nobody has an idea, but they have been told to try and institute a panel of inquiry to look into what happened. He was the only man that spoke. Look at the rest of them. Senator this, Senator that. I want to contest for Anambra. I want to contest for Imo. Look at all of them. They didn't say a word. They are afraid if we say something now, we will damage our chances. You see the way they reason. But we stood behind Abaribe, and they did all their nonsense. Abaribe returned with almost 95% of the votes. I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know what is wrong with them. You're so frightened of Fulani Janjaweed that you cannot speak the truth because you want political office. Mad people everywhere. The Senate Minority Leader Abaribe on Tuesday condemned the alleged killings of Igbo youth in Enugu State by some security operatives. He said the killings of the Igbo have given room to wide suspicion of a sinister. Of course, there's always been a sinister motive. They compressed the economy of the East, so we have to travel abroad to look for greener pastures. If you're lucky, you get a visa. If not, you head to Lagos or you head to Abuja, you head to Kaduna, you head to Zaria, you head to Sokoto, you go to KANU or you go to Maiduguri. That's what they have done very cleverly. Now, since we have defied all their attempts to depopulate our land, to bring in Janjaweed from across the Sahel, they have resorted to killing people. And that is what we are resisting. Abaribe said there must be, and it will not cost the Enugu governor anything. He is no longer seeking for re-election. So I see no reason why he should not be able to constitute a panel of inquiry. And nobody can impeach him because if they try it, they know what will come their way. It will never, ever, ever happen. So we do not know what is happening. I do not know. I do not know. Please, very, very important that our people understand this, that the Enugu State Governor has been told, go and constitute a panel of inquiry, and he must do it, to find out. We want to prove to the world what happened. But I'm sure the Fulanis won't let him. We want to prove to the world what happened in Enugu. We want to let the world understand that the Zoo army and police, that they are terrorists. Zoo is Nigeria. That they are terrorists. These are the things that the world must bear in mind. And that is why we must remain resolute and relentless. The time now is top of the hour. A minute past 8 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. We are live and we are direct. And the whole world is listening. The whole world, our people must be very, very careful. And always video them. Always take pictures of them. Very, very important. Anytime you see, take these videos from a safe distance. Very, very important. Wherever you see them, you must take their videos. Because they have a habit of lying and denying the atrocities that they commit. Very evil. They want to do all these things. Go to your villages now. Most of the forests, you have Fulani settlements there. Some of you living in Enugu, you cannot tell me you have not seen them. When you travel to other places, do you live in the bush? We are in Oduduwa territory. We are in Janjaweed. We are in Hausa land. Are we not? Can't our people reason? Do we live in the forest? They come to our land. They go to the forest. They take it by force. So in a few years' time, they will tell us that we must have an emir, the emir of our people. And because of somebody's stupidity, the same thing we are suffering today, because of Azikiwe's stupidity, see where we are today. Azikiwe wanted to be prime minister of one Nigeria. Because of that, he sold our people. Look at the mess we are in today. Look at the mess he left us with. The same rubbish is about to repeat itself. And our people are busy talking rubbish. Presidency. Go and look at the history of colonialism. Those that fought to end colonial rule. Look at what they did to Zeke. If you don't have any brain, go and check it very well. Ironsi was there and they killed him. Did the world fall to pieces? The answer is no. Fulani took over. I want our people to reason, please. Go and reason very, very well. And this very evening, you know these people, we are prepared. If you are a Biafran, or an Igbo man, woman, army or police or DSS, and they send you and you run out, you're coming. IPOB, what are you? Because they have promised you promotion. You will die. You will die. Because anybody in that uniform is seen as a janjaweed. Once you're in that uniform and you're outside, you're seen as a janjaweed. That is who you are. You're a terrorist to us. For your information. For your information. Now, let me tell you precisely what they are reporting, so that the world may know and bear us witness. And I want this news to be put everywhere, so that the Fulefu and their parents will know. You know, most of them, their father is from the north, and they fathered them, and they gave birth to rubbish, a lineage of nonsense. Nigerian army cautions soldiers over alleged killings of DSS operatives by IPOB members, directs them to wear mufti in public. The Nigerian army is saying, do not wear your uniform outside your barracks. We don't want you to be attacked by IPOB. Anything that happens to you is your business. Even if you're wearing mufti, we know you. Once you're a soldier, we'll find you, we'll know where you are. If you're in a public transport, you are gone. Wherever we find you, copy what I'm saying. Send it to Trump, send it to Pompeo, send it to Queen Elizabeth, send it to David Cameron, is what I'm saying. If we find you anywhere, you are a goner. You are gone. For killing unarmed people. Almost every 6 months, you must kill people who are unarmed. Innocent people. And now you want to wear mufti and come outside. That's what it was reported by Sahara reporters. In an internal signal dispatched to different formations unit commanders, the Nigerian army asked all troops to be on their alert and to avoid individual movement in uniforms outside the barracks. Efulefu, what does that tell you? Okoko, what does that tell you? They know. They know. Do you know we don't fight like cowards? We tell you what we are going to do before we do it. So you know. That's who we are. And we are telling them, even if you wear mufti and you have started something you cannot finish. The police commissioner in Enugu State, the DSS director in Enugu State, the army, 82 division, you have started something you can never ever finish. How many are you people? Do you outnumber us? Even if you recruit every Fulani Janjaweed into the army, do you outnumber Biafran people? You know you don't. No, you don't. You don't. They are warning them. They are warning them not to come to wear mufti. But if we see them, we will know them. It doesn't matter if you're Igbo, you are a Joy, you are Ibibio or Efik. Once you are with them, you are an enemy of the people. And you will suffer for it. So if you like, wear mufti. If you like, disguise yourselves as women and come out and do, you can wear wig. That is the learning thing now in Abuja. Mask. Aisha's boyfriend, they have 4 types of masks they can give him to wear to deceive all of you gullible fools. You cannot deceive us. You cannot deceive us. You cannot deceive us. Publish this news, please. It's from Sahara reporters. You are cautioning your soldiers because of us. You have started something you cannot finish. Every time we'll be on our own, you'll be coming to kill us. Every time you see people, you kill. And what is wrong with you? Because you want to take over our land? You want to take over the land of Biafra? Is that what you think? NNAMDI KANU is alive and you think you will take over Biafra land? In your dreams, all of you. You are all dreaming. Both you, all of you, your fellow Efulefus, the traitors who are within, you are all dreaming. And all of the fake accounts all of the idiots you have contracted in Russia to be churning out fake accounts, writing rubbish, you have all failed. All of you have failed. You are wasting your money. You are wasting it. You have tried before to stop us. Did you succeed? You have tried. That was why you brought BBC Igbo, to see if BBC Igbo can confuse some idiots from questionable lineage. Have you succeeded? Have you succeeded? No, you cannot succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Anybody who thinks that we are going to relent, you are dreaming. The more you kill us, the more formidable we become. The angrier we become. And the more the level of consequence you have to bear when the time comes. When the time comes, people who are reasonable see how they speak, see how they talk. Insecurity. Buhari, of course, is the Fulani government. Buhari, everybody knows that Buhari is dead. Yoruba should carry licensed guns. Gani Adams Council. If it is a Biafra now saying this, you see every manner of idiot. That was the only reason why I hated our people going to the north before the war was because of the nonsense they gave birth to. Hausa and Yoruba land. Rubbish. They gave birth to nonsense with Biafran names. Gani Adams, his council is saying that allow people to carry guns. If you say they will now call Umahi, they will call the governor. So, are you there? What are you doing? Do something. Remember, you're going to be the president. They know it's a lie. You know you're going to be the president of Nigeria, His Excellency. Are you there? The head of state, commander-in-chief, are you there? This is an ordinary, useless, bloated governor. Are you there? Do something. The idiot will come out and issue a useless press release. Now you can see it. People are now canvassing for guns to be carried in the open. To stop who? To stop Fulani. Fulani, for nearly 220 years, they have been on the march, non-stop, until they get to Atlantic. That is their mission. But a Fulefu can never see it. A Fulefu wants money, because they know that being a Sabo pays. After the war, when we allowed people like Opa Biaseka to live, was the greatest mistake we ever made. Opa Biaseka. What they did, what Opa Biaseka's presence did was to embolden saboteurs, Sabo and traitors, to embolden them, to know that there is a reward. Because Fulani is always willing to pay. Once you come out to betray your people, Fulani will pay you very well. And that's what they're doing. And that is why they can never go scot-free. God is out. They know now. Don't they know that? They know that dead men and women walking. They understand that very clearly. They know that very well. If the zoo army is crying, how about an ordinary wretched cockroach? How about an ordinary wretched? We are not going to stop anyway. And everybody knows that. They are saying, we want to carry arms. Yoruba is saying, allow us to carry arms. And I will tell you the reason why later on. I will tell you the reason why later Yoruba is asking to carry arms, begging that they want to carry arms. Because our people will need to understand what these guys have in store for us. What they have in store for us. That the world may know that the Fulani have come to conquer, and Britain is aiding and abetting them. Britain is the one supporting them, moving them and pushing them forward. Go and conquer. Go and conquer. That guarantees free access to oil and gas. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Don't you know that? That is why they're doing what they're doing. And they have failed, and they will continue to fail. Now, Yoruba, Gani Adams is saying, the Generalissimo of Yoruba land is saying, allow us to carry guns to defend ourselves. Because you can see Fulani with his cattle, they have AK-47. They have, you'll be asking yourself, how can somebody who is moving cattle have gone from where? Supplied by the Nigerian army, protected by the Nigerian police. Do you understand that? Why would somebody moving cattle from place to place have AK-47? Why? Because you don't know that they are coming to conquer you until it is too late. Until it is too late. And let me tell our people one thing they don't know about the Fulani. The Fulani play what I call the waiting game. They wait. Over the years, they wear you out. Once they wear out your people by planting as many traitors and saboteurs as possible, then they now strike. Unfortunately, they have not been able to penetrate Yoruba structure that much. You know our people now, call one of them now, pretend you're a Fulani man, call any politician and say, you're going to be the next president we've been thinking. Look at Edo, you saw what happened in Edo. Look at Obiano during his election, he had to run to go and bow before Jubril. Look at Edo, they had to travel. Look at Bajabia Amila, that's his name, the Speaker of the House. He had to convert from Christianity to Islam so they can make him the Speaker of the House. Look at Edo, the one that said he's contesting under APC. He's a pastor. He had to go and convert to Islam to win an election. You see how they control you? Do you see? You know, it starts as a joke. It's our turn, it's our turn. Look at the way they blackmailed and pressured Jonathan. He gave them INEC chairman. Once he gave them INEC chairman, that was the end of him. That was the end of him. Do you think Fulani will be objective in their life? Of course not. They produce nothing, they add nothing. They contribute no value to the economy. All they do is to steal, to cheat, to lie, and to terrorize. That's all they do. That is the only thing that they do. Who doesn't know that? Who does not know that? You saw them, they pressured Jonathan. Jonathan foolishly gave INEC to them. Look at where we are today. They want to do something in Yoruba land, and Yoruba are saying, no, you cannot do it here. They formed Amoteku. They formed, now listen carefully to this, please. Our people don't, you know, once it comes now to the east, what they say, hey, can't you see Amoteku? All the state assembly, they agreed. They will never remember, you know, there's a Fulefu, there's a way and a Fulefu things. They will never remember that Amoteku was formed before being ratified by the various state assemblies that you have in Oduduwa land. That was how that's the history of it. Now that Amoteku is standing, and at least to an extent, helping to police and keep Oduduwa land safe. What have they done, the Fulani? They've been thinking. They thought that the East will go against the West. They thought Biafrans would go against Oduduwa by being against Amoteku. We came out. We were the first to support Amoteku. And we'll support it forever and ever. Now, since they couldn't divide them, they bribed some people to say, oh, this is not federal government, whatever rubbish. They bribed a few Muslim Yoruba to talk rubbish. They failed. Odudu was too strong on Amoteku. The governors moved very, although that some of the governors are in APCO, understand the difference between an Igbo Fulefu and the one from Oduduwa land. That's the difference. Despite the fact that most of the Yoruba governors they are in APC, they still went ahead to form a security outfit. Understand this very well. They formed Amoteku before the state assemblies ratified it. Yes? Good. Now, ask our land is under siege. Ebonyi. Every day we are battling in Ebonyi to keep Ebonyi safe. Ask the Efulefus you have in Ebonyi state. Ask them, please. Ask them, I beg of you. Why is it that you don't want to have a security outfit for the whole of the East? Ask them. And I will tell you why now. Because they have been promised presidency they will never ever see. Look at what they are. Look, I want the world to understand how the Fulanis are pressuring the Yoruba people to abandon Amoteku. Look at what they're trying to do. They have tried to pressure them to abandon it. They said no. They now want to water it down. And I want to read the news for you so you understand. That is the way they work. When I told people that the creation of states was designed to hand power over to the Fulanis, they didn't understand it. You see, creation of states and local government is the worst thing to ever happen to people. Regions are very strong. Do you know why the Fulanis don't want any region? Because that was what was contained in Aburi. Britain is against region. If you have a regional structure, a confederation, they know that the economy of the East will surpass that of the UK. They know it very well. Britain doesn't want a shining beacon to come out of Africa. Britain does not want the world to see the ingenuity of Biafrans. They cannot do it themselves, so they're using Fulani to do it for them. And Fulani is, of course, being black, the demented people. They will do anything the white master asks them to do. So you don't know that? You don't know that they are doing the work of the devil for them? Because Britain knows that in a confederation, in an Aburi-styled Nigeria, that the East will be the best performing economy in the whole of Africa. They know that our economy will challenge that of Britain. They know that very well. Don't you know that? They know that very, very well. That is why they are doing all they can to suppress, to kill, to make sure that Biafra doesn't rise up. You don't know that? Now listen. Amotekun, a regional security outfit. Now listen to this news. The presidency says the Western Nigeria Security Network, codenamed Operation Amotekun, will now be run in accordance with the structure defined by the Inspector General of Police, who happens to be a Fulani man. Do you understand? Now what they're going to do is to weaken Amotekun. What they're going to do is to try and get it to Amotekun or whatever. This is